Listen, hey, everybody, welcome into the building. We're here tonight for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. Burnin and Beefin, guys. That was the title of the show, Burnin and Beefin. And oh my God, were they beefing? And was it burning? Oh, we got a lot to chat about. I enjoyed this episode. I'm glad to see y'all here tonight. Come through, come through. And listen, as you come in the building, don't forget, hit the like button. It's free, okay? Help your girl Diva out. Hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. We're going to get down tonight. Let me welcome my peeps into the building. Hey, Sebastian.
Hey, Diva. Hey, chat.
Hi, what's going on? Hey, E. Oh, are you here on behalf of Mia? Oh, my
Definitely.
God.
Good evening, Diva. Good evening, Sebastian. How are you two?
I'm
Mm,
good. I'm good. Ooh,
mm,
she's
mm.
here on behalf of Mia.
Yeah, I gotta open my bottle of water. We're gonna get into it here on behalf of Mia. OMG. Hey, Koye. Hey, hey.
Hey, William.
Woo,
Not
if you don't
Mia.
know,
Not on behalf of Mia.
on behalf of Mia, honey.
It's gonna be a
Listen,
rough
if
night
you don't
tonight, I
know,
see.
people, you better get your Kleenex out, okay? Any old knack in the do
Hey
in the name of
Sebastian.
Candiace, okay? Because we in love with Candiace over here with the tissue, okay? You just fold it up right and you pat the corners, okay? Yes. Okay? You just pat, okay? So get out your tissue. Hey, Moya. All right. Emmanuel, you're in the building,
Hey,
okay?
what's up? What's
So
up?
what's going
Hey.
on? What's going on? So listen, guys, let me pat down. Let me pat down here, okay? Okay, let me pat down. So
Mm.
don't forget, hit the like button as you come in. Oh, wait, hold on now. Hey, Diva, I'm sick of the scissor twins. Are you?
Gotta
Ooh,
go. Gotta go.
I had to, I could be slow for a minute. I'm like, huh? Okay, but I know who you're talking about, okay? We're going to get into this because listen, child.
Hey
And listen,
Maddie.
it be here for Mia in her MIA trip to Miami. Girl, bye. You could have did way better than that. I was like, is she serious right now? But we about to get into this. Let's talk about this opening scene where they're still at Wendy's burn session. Okay. Candiace told Ashley off. Okay. She let her know. Listen, y'all think you're gonna do this thing with Chris? Now you want to say your friend Deborah, whoever she is, okay?
Deborah.
That my man was touching. Like, what you doing here, girl?
No, she
Okay,
never said she was touching. That was
she did.
Gizelle who
Gizelle
added
asked
that.
that. I'm sorry, but either way, you want to talk about my man? Now my man was talking to your girlfriend, and again, when thank God for editing. When they show the footage, Chris over there minding his business in his phone.
They trying.
So did this girl make it up in her head? Like what's going on here? What they do, what it seems like they're doing to me is because Candiace got a man, she's really a real housewife of Potomac, okay? Because Wendy got a man, she's really a real housewife of Potomac.
Karen got
Because Karen got a man, the Grand Dame, she's really a real housewife of Potomac. And the
Monique
rest
had
of
a
them
man.
don't have a man. Oh, I'm sorry, Mia got a man, right? She got G. But the rest of them are just out there in the wind. Okay, Ashley
Had a man. Well, still have a man.
She's a good gold digger. I'll give her that A+.
no, I'm not giving her A+ for a gold digger. When she in her confessional talking about I'm stalling, okay? And even after she spoke to the lawyer, she's still confused. And girl, we can't don't give her no A+ as no gold digger. No. Listen, a gold digger, a true one. Nobody would have had to tell them to get the lawyer. They would have had the lawyer the minute before they even signed that paper for separation from Michael. Okay, they would have had the lawyer on speed dial as soon as they hit the 5th year, and they knew they could have got their money. They would have been out. She's a poor gold digger. She gets an F. She gets an F as a gold digger. Matter of fact, she's a gold digger that fell in love. She cannot get Michael out of her head, her soul, and her mind. I don't care what words come out of Ashley's mouth. Michael is all up in her, still bamboozling her, okay?
That's what I think she's really guilty of, Diva. I think she trusts him way too much.
They're probably
she
still
gotta
having
realize
relations together.
She gotta realize divorce is ugly. It's every man for themselves. She gotta protect herself.
She don't want no divorce, but we're gonna get to her. She don't want no divorce. She don't want no divorce, but we're gonna get to her. But let's finish this scene, okay? So Candiace felt like she had to bring out the smoking gun. She was like, oh, okay, that's why your man, he leaves your house, he goes to this man, and they do what they do, okay? Okay, they do what they do, and then he come back to you, okay? Candiace, she pulled it out the bag, okay? And one thing I will say, Ashley didn't deny it. You want to know why? Because Ashley knows all day long what Michael do. Ashley knew the day she said I do what Michael do. And Ashley was in agreement because she came from, and I'm not saying this in a bad thing, she came from a broken home. Okay, she came from a broken home, and all Ashley was really focused on is not being homeless and being loved by somebody and having some kids. And guess what? That's what life gave her. Life gave her all she was focused on. That's all she was focused on. I'm not gonna be homeless. I'm not gonna be like my mom. And that's what she got. Okay, so
we give her an A for effort.
We give her okay.
She's got major daddy issues. She's got major daddy issues.
Yes. Okay, so but wait, hold on. Let me just finish up this scene and then I'll let everybody talk. Okay, Robin is sitting in the whatever. I can't deal with Robin talking about she waiting for her Uber. Her Uber is 30 minutes out. Okay. Candiace spoke to Gizelle, and Gizelle gives the most ridiculous, most bogus story about why she was, pissed off or felt uncomfortable with Chris. And if you notice, there's parts when she said that, Chris was so drunk already. So here's the deal. A drunk man that's somebody else's husband comes and say they want to talk to me about their wife, and I'm Gizelle, and Gizelle is in her 50s, and this man approaches me, and then he suggests, according to Gizelle, that he wants to go to my room to have this conversation, but I don't like being around nobody else's man that ain't my man. I'm going to say yes to go to my room, no matter who I think is there. No, I'm going to tell him, you drunk, go get you some coffee, cool off, drink a couple bottles of water, and we'll talk tomorrow if you still need to talk. But I don't need him to come up to my room. Then I open the door and I thought my whole glam squad was still going to be there, and I find out they're not there. I let him walk in only to feel more uncomfortable and then tell him to leave and then talk to everybody about this man like he tried to throw me on the bed and get some. Gizelle, we're not having it, and we're not liking it. And you and Robin and all of y'all are being messy with this Chris story. And listen, Chris, it could be messy too. He went to the Twitter. Because that's what the people do now. Okay, I ain't on Twitter, but he went to the Twitter. He got messy. Yes, the lies. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah, the lies. It's the lies for me that I can't deal with. Okay, so that's what happened with that conversation between Candiace and Gizelle. And Candiace got very emotional. You know what? I like Candiace, but we're going to need Candiace to try to grab a hold of your emotions, girl. Because in that moment, you should have been a little tougher. Your skin should have been a little thicker. Yeah, she got up. She had the sunglasses on. She came over there full of tears. Okay, she didn't even know how to have this conversation with Gizelle. She came over there full of tears.
I'm prepared.
Okay, and then she got the patent. She got the patent. Okay, she got the patent. Okay, and Gizelle was like, oh, now this with Candiace went a little bit too far. She told Gizelle that's why people don't like to come forward, because of people like you. Candiace, I needed you to pull that whole scene together a little bit better. No, you just straight up tell Gizelle, don't mess with my husband's name. Okay, I need you to give me more about why you felt so uncomfortable, and I need to know why you would go in the room with him in the first place. That's what I need to know. And so Wendy talks to Ashley, Ashley tries to give us some bogus story as to why she brought this up in front of the girls. I half listened because I was like, Ashley, stop. Ashley, stop. I'm not doing this with you right now. Don't try to act like you brought this up all in innocence, because I'm not having it, okay? And then when Gizelle gets in the van, or whatever that is, the Sprinter, whatever they wanted to call it, she wanted to talk about how now he done went from trying to talk to this chick, that he done grabbed her booty and all this. He did all of this up in the spring fling party, but that girl ain't saying nothing in real time. Like, if your husband is touching my booty and you at the party, we're gonna address it right there at the spring fling. I'm not gonna wait till later. I'm gonna tell you right up there. Whoa! Your husband getting a little touchy feely. But that's mostly. I think I covered that scene there. Go ahead, E. You want to talk? Go ahead. What? Say that again.
So who said that, Diva, about her husband touching someone's?
Didn't Gizelle say that in the Sprinter?
Yes, to make mess. To make mess.
But I'm just saying, if that was so true, Deborah, whatever her name is, say that to spring fling. Don't be coming with this later. So let me go around. Sebastian, what do you want to say about that scene?
Okay, that scene showed how Gizelle is tacky and is desperate. Ashley never said that the girl said that he was touching her behind and stuff. Ashley just said that the girl said that he was flirting. Gizelle did not have to stir some mess with Robin. Absolutely not. Like, I'm tired of Gizelle. She needs to be put on pause. Actually, they can't put her on pause because then this is where you have to believe all women. So that's technically her truth. They can't put Gizelle on pause. I'm tired of her. And Candiace, I give her a C. I give her a C for last night. I'm gonna say why. She did not. Calm down. I know she has some strong fans here. Calm down. I gave her a C because she did not know how to execute the reads correctly. You can't tell Gizelle that. You can't say this is why women don't come forward. As Diva said, you should have said don't play with my husband or something like that. Second of all, you should have dragged Ashley more. You could have dragged Ashley even harder, but you didn't. But I'm gonna give you credit for that kind of.
No, she got Ashley together because Ashley was together,
but she could have got.
But hold on 1 second, Sebastian. I'm gonna let you continue. But Fifi, I'm trying to tell you, all of those people there, all them people at the spring fling, and this went down. You got by. Come on now. I'm not doing that. Kay, who said Kay? Ashley stories as we says her TikTok videos. I don't see her videos, but you know what? I'm not checking for Ashley right now. She's being messy.
Wow.
Wait, come on, Tutu. I need the address for the reunion. Come on, we all need the address. We need to be there. They do this thing. They don't do this thing loud. We're gonna make it alive. We're gonna make it alive. We're gonna be in the parking lot.
The reunion has to be live.
We're gonna be in the parking lot. Sebastian, before I move on, anything else you want to say?
Yes, I want to say this. Wendy, this session was a flop. Wendy, you get an F.
We giving her an F for the burn session.
The burn session was horrible.
She tried to burn the whole Candiace thing, but I think they all got flustered because let me tell you something. I think they all knew about Michael, including Ashley herself, right? But I think behind the scenes it was like, okay, we ain't never gonna go there. We're not gonna take it this low. So when Ashley went there, I think they were all in shock. They couldn't gather themselves together, and that's why Wendy was shaking. She was like, "Can we just burn this? Can we just burn this?" And Candiace kept going on. And said the person's name, and Wendy's over there shaking, talking about, can we burn this? And the grand dame just was like, I'm out, because we all knew this, but I ain't dealing with this. And she turned to Mia, and she said, I got to go. I ain't dealing with the penis and the mouth and the this and with the grand dame said, deuces, okay? She told Wendy she did a good job, but I got to go, okay? So the burn session, I don't know how to rate that burn session.
An
Y'all
F.
rate the burn session in the chat. Sebastian, I'm gonna come back to you. But E, what would you like to say about this final scene of the burn session?
So I want to start by talking about Robin.
Okay.
Her lift was 30 minutes away. Maybe it was a holiday, or she clicked on wait and save. Because there's no reason why that Lyft or Uber should have taken half an hour unless you wanted to save money. So I'm no sympathy for Robin. Robin gets an F this episode. Now let's move forward to Candiace. I have no sympathy for Candiace nor Chris. I think this whole entire situation, well, I'm going to explain this whole, I'm going to explain why. This whole situation is of Chris's creation. And rule number one is when my wife doesn't like someone, I don't like them either, because we're a team and we move as one. Quit wasting your attention on this waste of yellow and green eyes. This is something that you got yourself into. You deserve everything that comes your way. In regards to Candiace and Ashley, I love you, Sebastian, but I have to disagree. Candiace ate Ashley TF up.
I never said she didn't. I said she should have went harder.
No, I think it has to save some for later, because, and I agree, we all knew what Michael was doing and Ashley knew, but I can't give her an A for effort when it comes to gold digging, because if you want to be a gold digger, then your bank account should be full. You should not be scrambling for resources when it's time to divorce. You should have been planning this for 8 years. Your bank account should be sitting on Liddy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you should have been preparing. Nothing is in your name. You're trying to scramble and put things in the LLC. You don't know what he's hiding. And I don't want to play these games. And lastly, I want to talk about the scene with Candiace and Gizelle. I agree. First of all, I don't like Gizelle. Let's just be clear. But when Candiace and Gizelle sat down and had this little ponderosa, it was clear that Gizelle was going to stick to her guns, which Candiace should have known. But again, I don't have any sympathy, because when they did this to Monique, nobody came to Monique's defense. So that's why with Candiace and Wendy, I have no sympathy. But I agree with Candiace. This is the reason why women don't come forward, and I'll tell you why. Gizelle led a church. She was a first lady. To imagine this type of personality, this character flaw, being in charge of other people's salvation, people coming to you in confidence and entrusting you with their secret, and your messy self came down to Bravo and this is not the making. Even if you are not a current first lady, it's about character. It's about integrity. We know that Jamal has little to none. And it's clear Gizelle doesn't have any either. So I can only imagine what went on in that church. But because Gizelle lies, and because she would get on TV and look in the camera and smile at you and lie, that is a dangerous woman. Gizelle is dangerous. And if she can be the face of victims, and I love you, Sebastian, I promise I do. But there are other people who will say, we have to believe her. We have to believe women, even though we know she's telling a lie. She is detrimental to the cause. She needs to be stopped. And she could have been stopped had Candiace and Wendy stood alongside Monique 3 seasons ago.
No, Candiace didn't stand along Monique. Remember, Monique and Candiace was the ones fighting. But I know what you're saying, and I hear you loud and clear. She said, "Baby," that was a whole word. Well, I guess you know what this guy said. Can we get an amen? I mean, we can't deny some facts came out there. All right, gonna get an amen on that, okay? Because I didn't even think of it that way, but you are correct, okay? She's a former first lady. Up here acting a straight fool, okay? She's not saving nobody. She's destroying marriages. She's being straight messy. E, thank you for that message, Naughty Love. Come on now, we got an amen. What do you have to say about this scene? Well,
Diva.
Go ahead.
As far as Candiace getting Ashley all the way together, I feel like she did. All right, because Ashley with her little snake tactics, I'm over her. She need to go find her life and get her marriage together and figure out what she wants to do with that situation before she come for Candiace. I'm proud of Candiace. I feel like she's trying to practice self-control. And I
Yeah.
feel like the tears with the scene with the Gizelle, Candiace really wanted to snatch that lady over that table for coming for her husband. Because Gizelle, she gives me Tisha Campbell from School Days vibes. The hazing, the taunting, and going
Yes.
for people's marriages. Because she doesn't have any business of her own. Bottom line, she's messy and she's dragging, and Robin is an active participant in this. And I'm so over all of them. And the burn section, that was an epic fail, but I'm proud of Candiace. I'm rooting for Candiace.
I'm proud of Candiace too. So then what are you giving the burn session out of a 1 to 10? I mean, Whitney did try.
I give her about a 5. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you give it a 5. Okay, all right. Emmanuel, you're in the building. What would you like to add to this situation?
You know, I love Wendy, but she could have done a much better job. Maybe they could have gone like around a campfire, you know, have the campfire in the middle, and like maybe that was the burn session. They burn, you know, I don't know. It could have been better. Look,
you know what, Emmanuel? Hold on, I'm gonna let you continue, but you're right, because they could have burned down the restaurant the way Wendy was doing stuff. But you know, I didn't want to mention that. You know what I'm saying? I opened the restaurant lighting matches and stuff, and then trying to dump it in water. Like that was messy. So you know what? On that note, Nadi, you got to take that down a notch. I mean, maybe she's gonna get 5 or under.
Yeah, I think you convinced me, Diva. I think give her about a 3.5.
Yeah,
I gave her that.
It could have been a whole 5. But go ahead, Emmanuel. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I don't think Candiace and Ashley are ever gonna be friends.
Well, they were friends, right? But the thing is, though, what you can't do is you can't participate with these ladies and talk about my husband. Right. You can't do that. They was good for a minute, and I was liking their friendship because you know what? They're in a similar age bracket, and although Candiace doesn't have children yet, you know, they're both married. Well, you know, Ashley's maybe getting her divorce. Ashley is still trying to figure out what she's going to do. I have a feeling that next season we're still going to be talking about Michael. I think, you know, someone said it, but I think that this whole thing is so Michael doesn't film. But I think for them two, it's business as usual. But that's just my thought. But we're going to see what really happens.
You know,
right?
I've never really been a big fan of Candiace. And I don't know if it's maybe just this season, this whole story, but you know, she's starting to grow in on me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, I don't know. If
I think she really is working on herself. She's really trying to mature because she's trying to get out there in that music industry, and they're not going to tolerate temper tantrums and everything like that. Yeah, but I think she's fighting hard. I'm loving the way she's like using her tools and walking away and taking time to think it through. And then she was able to sit down with Gizelle woman to woman. I mean, we know Giselle's a liar and she's not going to own anything. Chris does not want her. She's one of those women that thinks she's so pretty that everybody wants me. I'm so gorgeous. Chris does not want her. Chris has always been very friendly to all the women. He's cooked for the women, whole meals, even though they tore up the place. All right. He does not want Gizelle. He doesn't. I don't
think so either. Nadi, let me let Roy in the building. But you know what I also think? I think on purpose they trying to run all the men off the show and have them not want to film with the ladies because they don't have a man. I really feel like they're trying to run the man out of there. But Roy, what would you like to add?
There's a one thing.
Wait, yes, go ahead.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
When Candiace started crying, what I got out of that was that she was truly hurt by Gizelle because she even said, "You could have talked to me, but you waited to do it on camera." I feel like she was hurt by her, like really hurt. And maybe that was
she definitely was.
Yeah.
She definitely was. And you know what? Where the other part of the hurt and pain come from? You know, my man, he loves you. You know, he cooks for you. You know, y'all hung around him all the time. And now all of a sudden, you trying to say like he was in the room and then you asked him to leave and he left. What are you doing here? You being mad, messy on purpose. Is go ahead, Roy. Don't get me worked up now.
Yeah, we're not gonna get you worked up, Diva, but just real quick. No excuse for Gizelle. This is not an excuse for Gizelle. But I come from the church world. I know the church world. This is a perfect example of a first lady who has not been loved, who has not been cherished, who has not been nourished, coming out of a big ministry, especially when you're coming into a big ministry, marrying to it, and then you are kind of lost trying to figure out your way. Your husband's not supportive. Then you get pregnant, you have children, you got to be a mom. Gizelle is a perfect example of a hurt Christian and a hurt first lady. And it is deplorable the way she is going around here hurting others because of her hurt. And I really want her to get off this show and really deal with this hurt that she got going on, because she's got some real issues. The fact that you cannot be in a relationship consistently with a man, and not through all the relationships she's had, there's always been an issue. She finds something, or he sees her for who she really is. She needs some real therapy, and she really needs to heal from all of the trauma and the hurt that she has been through in her life, especially during that church time, because church hurt is real. Like, it's a real hurt, and you got to deal with that. But
but hold on, Roya, because you make a very good point. Me too. Like they say, born and raised in the church. But it's somewhat, and so I connect with you on that, but I'm also connecting with E, because at the end of the day, if the core you wasn't messy, if the core you was good, you could have went through that church hurt and still not be acting a fool like Gizelle, especially in her age bracket. Like, Gizelle, stop. This is a man's life. Okay.
She's too far in, though. She's too deep in.
Right.
She's so far deep into this because she has never dealt with it at this stage of her life. Gizelle is what, in her 50s? Ain't no changing. You halfway through your life already, so ain't no changing there, because she's comfortable. She's okay with being a mean girl. That's how she shows up every day.
You're right. I'm messing
She shows up every day as a mean girl. So
yeah. To Roya's point, see, even after all she went through with her divorce and everything, it was just her by herself raising those kids. Pastor Jamal wasn't there all the time. He on this plane and chasing this tail and that tail and everything. So that's probably what hardened her, because she had to keep a brave face for her girls.
No, but hold on, guys. But Nadi, do you know how many, if we pull the world, do you know how many women out there got to take care of their kids after the man has left? Like, come on now. That's still no excuse for her to be acting a crazy fool, because there's a lot of females that got to put a brave face on for their kids. And when the kids asking, where's daddy? What about daddy? You making up fantasy stories, to keep the kids happy, or whatever the case may be.
No, I think she's using the kids to distract, to go through that emotion and that pain. I think she's using the kids as a shield.
But it's wrong. But it's wrong.
Hold on, guys, because I still got to get Curbs into this conversation for this scene. Curbs, what would you like to add?
Oh, hold on, let me.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The Candiace, now y'all know I've been trying to root for Ashley, and I'm still gonna kind of root for Ashley, and I'll tell you why when we get to her. But the way Candiace read her, it was literally like she choked her up in the sky and was like, yeah, I know your business. And Ashley knows it's true, because when Candiace said it, the way that look of Ashley's face, like, it was like, oh, you know my business for real. Like, yeah, sit down, stop playing. Robin's Uber 30 minutes. You was right. She got to save an Uber that day. She was trying to save that coin, because you can either get the Uber that's right there, or you can wait like 20-30 minutes and then get it like $10 cheaper. She did the $10 cheaper. Candiace reading Gizelle. Let me tell y'all, Candiace was not crying because of emotion. Candiace was crying because she is so upset, and she's trying to learn how not to explode.
Yeah.
And tears is her outlet. But I was so proud that even through her tears, she was able to articulate and gather Gizelle, even though she went a little bit far. I think she definitely went a little bit far with this, this is why people can't come out. But she got her together. Gizelle was able to get up and walk away and not be able to say anything. I thought it was hilarious when they walked out there and Gizelle was like, look at the view. Yeah, look at the view. Wendy, overall, are we doing a 1 out of 10? We're doing a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, 1 out of 10. Okay. A 1 out of 10.
On a 1 out of 10, I am going to be generous and I'm going to give Wendy a 8. I feel like it would have been better if I feel like once Robin blew up, it caused the whole event just to go straight to hell.
I totally agree.
Robin blew up. She got up. She caused confusion and chaos. Gizelle followed right behind her, and it blew up from there. Mm-hmm. Because if you paid attention, it was Robin first. Well, Gizelle and Robin, and then Gizelle, and then right behind Gizelle was Ashley. And it's always the three of them. It's just like they little bombs. As soon as one go off, it's just a matter of time before somebody else flips and goes off too. It's follow the leader, depending on who the leader is.
Now, Roy, I was going to say this. Then they wouldn't have enjoyed that if it was at the Reasonably Shady, one of the events, and then somebody would have hijacked it. So what Wendy did, I don't think it was a bad thing. I think that maybe she wasn't strategic enough in that moment to go first, because that was an opportunity for them to cream her and then leave the table, basically. Like we get to tell you what we think about you to just go. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all don't do that with y'all events. Yeah, so when they do something, they want people to stay there from beginning, middle, and end. And with them, that was terrible. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I got some thoughts too. I can't wait.
No. That was perfect, Mel. That's exactly how I felt. It was like, y'all can't never take it. Y'all be ready to give it, but as soon as somebody give it back to you, that's why they can't get with Wendy, because they're mad at Wendy because she read them for filth, and they can't come to that. They
can't come to that. But hold on, Roy, because I got stuck. I'm so sorry. I got stuck when you said 8. I'm like, how you giving this burn session 8 out of 10 when she literally could have? What was the vineyard? She could have literally put that whole vineyard down in flames. Okay, it would have been a whole forest fire.
She wasn't burning the whole paper.
She was lighting in the restaurant, flickety flicking the paper, and then sticking it. Come on, that was dangerous.
You got
to take some points off for the danger.
Now, Diva, you know when you
got barnyard. We were in a barnyard.
Diva,
that's even worse though. It's like wood that could just light up and catch on fire really quickly. But now you gotta take some points off for her not realizing the crowd that she brought there and how she was trying to have this burn session, and she let the most negative people go. And you know what she should have did? Come on, flickety flick, come on. Okay, flickety flick. And then here's the thing. I would have told Robin, since Robin want to put on the show, and I understand what Wendy and Candiace is doing, right? They're doing the Garcelle, and I get why, right? Because the minute they lose control, they're going to try to spin it a whole nother way. But guess what? I would have looked up them stairs and said, Robin, get back here. That's what I would have did. But that's why I ain't on the show. Okay, it would have been the burn session would have turned to a whole nother situation, because I would have went to the staircase and said, Robin, get back up these stairs, and I would have went to the splinter, wherever that thing was, and told her to come back. But that's me. Curbs, you're in the building. What do you want to add to this conversation?
Okay. Hi everybody. Love y'all. I'm so happy to be here, but I'm worked up, y'all. Y'all got me worked up already. Okay. Because actually, I'm gonna start with first things first. Wendy did great. She was taking back her power from that horrible experience at the other vineyard by having it at a vineyard. So I'm giving her a 10 off top, because she has huge cojones for even trying to have it at a vineyard where poor Candiace got mollywopped a couple seasons ago. So that's a 10 on that. But then I'm going to have to start shaving off points, because she was willing to be the first one to go in front of all these colorist Karens. And, let me be sorry because you're a colorist. Nope, that's a point off. So now you're down to a 9, Wendy. And then you let these girls never play nice on your events, Wendy. This is what's happening. Every time Wendy tries to have something, what do? They get there, they show out, they show up, and they don't participate the way that she sets it up. And they treat her differently. They disrespect her whole vibe. And she should have known with the 4 degrees that it was probably going to happen again, because when you're gutter, you don't come out very often. So that's another point. Okay, so
Well,
now
what we down to 7?
So we deducting her because of their
I'm deducting them off
misbehaviors.
for her.
Because she was supposed to know she got
Right.
4 degrees. She
Right.
got 4
Yes.
degrees. Come on,
Yes.
Curves. Tell it. Tell
Right.
it.
I did give
Flickety
her
flick.
the
Go
start
ahead.
at the 10 because that was powerful. But then
Yeah.
you're dealing with subprime people, which made real estate lower in value. So I had topped her off at a 6. I topped her off at a 6 for the burn event. And I'm not concerned about any fire she would have started because they were right next to the ocean. So it wouldn't have burnt long. So that's okay. Okay. But it would appear that Robin and Gizelle already knew she wasn't going to participate and that they were just going to sit there with their arms crossed and not even write anything down, you guys. If you notice, to participate, that's how dug in they were already about participating in Wendy's event. So they're just
but you're right. You're right.
They didn't even pick up pins. Okay. So, but she gets a 10 for the thought, a 6 for completion. Now, Candiace's name drop. I'm totally in the same mind. You know, my good brother Royer and I share a number of brain cells, and our brain cells peeped Ashley's 5 head react like, oh, you know that name too? That was the look Ashley's face gave when she said she didn't look like clutch my pearls shock like Karen. She looked like, ooh,
hold on 1 second. Thank you, Fifi. You sent in the fire department. I appreciate you.
Right? Yeah, I won't burn long.
Go ahead, Curves. Go ahead, Curves.
So for them to, for Candiace and Ashley to both know of whom she spoke, that was very telling. And we already know this is all for a storyline. Ashley's gonna still be married to Michael next year, y'all. And all this that other guy from the other series is just to make us think that she thinks that she got over on us, but we really know she's still pining after baby hands. Okay, now the third thing before I stop with this is Jizzy's lies. Okay, when Jizzy lied in the embellishment of the story the next day. That's just an example of her normal way to lie. So, as a viewer, she did that lie so free and easy. I don't believe anything she said about Chris. I do not believe it, and completely agree and co-sign with Candiace that she is a bad look for Me Tours. She is a bad look for anybody that has experienced true sexual, ASA, or any kind of uncomfortable feeling. Anybody who got Harvey Weinstein, she is your problem, because it's girls like this that make it hard for women like me to get by in this world with our authentic, true selves, because they can get away with it. And she needs to stop. What is she teaching her daughters? I know we don't do kids, but her daughter's 18. What is she teaching her daughters? What kind of energy is she passing through to those 3 ladies about this type of honesty and betrayal? Okay.
No, I agree with you. We can do it in that sense, Curves. And yes, I do agree with you, right? They're watching her. They're watching her. And they're on the show. She's being mad messy. I don't like it. And her explanation as to why she was so afraid. You mean to tell me you never been in the room with somebody else's man?
Yeah, she has.
Like, come on now.
She has.
She has.
Oh my. You exactly. That's the truth too. But even what's the other guy's name that he cim to the reunion that time and then he wasn't with her 2 seconds later.
The one that didn't want to be on the show with her, and they brought on him. The one that left her because of the park or something. He had a park situation. That one. She can't keep a man, you guys. That's a sign. If you can't keep something that everybody who looks like you should have, there's something wrong with you.
Yes, thank you, Fifi. Sherman allegedly had somebody else. Sherman had someone else. Curse, let me move to Miss True Kelly. What do you want to add to this conversation?
Yeah, so I give the burn session a 5 just for the view. I feel like Wendy tried to have another group event after she was ousted of the family event. And since she's saying that she's going to be iced out by the girls, I think she just wanted to have the event. I think it was too soon to have a burn event because those girls don't feel accountable for anything. So they're not going to participate, like Herb said. So it was just going to be a failure anyway. I think Candiace is handling herself really well. I like that she's so calm with her delivery, and the calmness makes it stick more, right?
Yeah.
That
Yes.
the calmness is like, I don't know. I don't know if you ever know, like, you ever see men like just real loud and just like boisterous, but then you see that one man who says something with a calm voice, and you're like, "Ooh, let me shut up and listen." That's how Candiace is talking to them. It's like real calm, real direct. You're gonna hear exactly what I'm saying. You're not gonna say I'm crazy or losing my mind. You're gonna get it straight. Okay. Ashley killed me when she's like, "Well, you're veering off the course. You're veering off the course," because she knows she was got. She know it was over. That was the bomb right there.
Oh, because she dropped the name. So hold on, Miss Drew. You know why? When you drop a name, you can't say, "Oh, hearsay, maybe." She said, no. She named the person, and they all was like, "Oh my, oh shoot, okay." But before you continue, Chi-Town, you know what? Tell the truth, right? Gizelle went shopping with Juan for Robin's ring by herself. I'm trying to tell you. Okay, but what is it? Is a room? It's a closed door. Come on, Gizelle, stop the nonsense. But go ahead, Miss True Kelly.
And another thing, I want to agree with Miss E on Chris. One, he's always trying to have little side conversations with the women who are at odds with his wife. You cannot do that. Remember, he pulled Ashley aside to have a little conversation with her in the kitchen after they just had a fight. It's like, you are on my side. You cannot be on their side. You don't have to be mean to them, but you don't have to have side conversations, because these girls are vipers. They're going to use everything they can against him to have a storyline and against Candiace. So why would he put himself in that position, right? I feel like you be your wife's husband, you support, you come to the events, but you don't have to be too friendly with the girls, because they're going to find a way to use you, because they've done it before. Candiace knows that they make up storylines. She knows that they tried to ruin Monique's marriage. She was a part of the plot. So how are you so like loose with your marriage? Not loose like, doing something wrong, but like telling your husband, like, don't do this, watch what you say, don't be around, you know what I'm saying? Like certain like stuff like that. And when she told him to come to my room, he should have said, "No, let's just talk in the lobby. Let's talk right here." He didn't have to go.
But she said he was drunk.
Oh,
right. She said he was drunk. She also added that she, like, every time, the more she talked, but that's what happened with lies though too, right? Yeah. The more she talks, the more she adds to this story, and the more that she adds, it doesn't make sense. The math is not mathing. So this man is drunk. Why would you even say to him, "Let's go talk anywhere"? Right. Okay, no matter who you thought was going to be in the room. No, bro, whatever you got to say to me, especially because you married, you can say it right here. Maybe I'll step to the side with you if too many people there and you don't want them to hear. But we don't need to go to my room so you can tell me what. Because whatever you tell me about your wife, I'm gonna tell you, go talk to your wife. Okay, I'm not a counselor. Nobody's marriage counselor. So she's messy and she's lying. But let me move to Mel real quick, because then we got to get to a couple more scenes. Mel, what would you like to add?
Well, for me, I was really happy with the episode, because the first time I ever called into YouTube was because I love Candiace. That was the first time I ever called in to anything. This was last year or whatever, because I felt like the way that people, I think that the way people were reviewing her was not really fair. I thought it was biased. So to watch her this year sort of do what she's doing, I love her when she's messy. I love her when she's angry. I love Candiace in all forms. I don't need her to change. I need her just to be herself. I think that for me, what I see on Potomac more than any other series is that they do engage in hazing. I feel like hazing for me is this thing that they did with her was that they will do something to you. You have a reaction and they tell you, "No, I'm not sorry. You're wrong. You have to apologize to me." And I think that that's what constantly happens on the show. For years, they told her to apologize to Ashley. So when she did, and now she's not attacking her as much, she's inviting the woman to her home. It's proving to me that no matter what Candiace could have done, she would always be viewed wrong with these women. If they can't break you, if they can't haze you, then you're going to have a hard time with them. And I don't think it has anything to do with Monique. I just think that what's her name? Gizelle is addicted to hazing people. I think even Karen said years ago, whenever a new person comes into the group, everybody got to go through Gizelle, because Gizelle is like the character, as Nadia said, from School Days. She is so ingrained in that idea that I have to run you through the mill, haze you, do this kind of things for you. And I think all the girls do. I mean, all the ladies do that. I like the time when Candiace was at the table and they asked her, well, who is she? She said, I'm from Jesus. From that moment, I knew that that's the girl I wanted to be with, because she was not going to back down to the people, the people on the show. So people always said that she was too much. I thought she was just right. I think she gave. But the thing about Candiace is this: she's a very forgiving woman. I wouldn't even shock the audience if Monique stepped up and wasn't insane and a narcissist and actually showed like she was a real human being and stepped to Candiace and said, you know what? I'm sorry for sort of getting you together when I should have been focused on Gizelle. She probably would forgive the woman, because she wasn't crying at the reunion because she was beat up. She was crying because she felt betrayed by Monique. You understand? So I think
hold on, Mel. I mean, tell the facts, Mel. Come on now. Go ahead.
So I think that with Ashley, she will forgive Ashley. I'm going to shock the audience again. She would forgive Ashley 100 times because she's a forgiving woman. But I think that every time she steps out of line, she's going to read her real quick and put her back in that little hole that she came from. So for me, I do like that she was like, I knew your husband was on Grindr all these years, like whatever, it was very funny to me because that was a rumor for a long time that he was out there in the streets and with boys and grabbing, allegedly. So I think that, listen, I love Candiace. That's just what I do. I just love her. And I'm just happy that she had a good scene. And I mean, it was a little boring for me after she left because, she wasn't there that much, but it is what it is.
Yeah. But Mel, what do you give the burn session?
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you. So the burn session. So I agree with Roy here. I think that for me, it was set up. I do. I think it was set up on point. Listen, you know what, Diva? Let me say this to you, to the whole panel. If you invite your friends to a 4-star restaurant, they show up with their bra on, you're not responsible for them. So the way that those people at the table acted all with acting like heathens and crazy from that table, that's not Wendy's responsibility. She went there and she was brave enough to say, tell me about myself. They took it, bastardized it, took control of it, and ran away from the table like cowards. I'm going to tell you, Miss B, like cowards. What's her name? Robin, she wasn't big and bad. She was a coward. She didn't want to hear what she did wrong. Honey, you had an event. Now, I'm going to tell you that event was sad. I saw better events for people coming from Texas on the immigrant bus, okay? So she had an event, okay? She had an event that was tired and sad, and she wanted to exclude a black woman, honey, your sister, from this event with her children, and you can't even hear that at the table. Robin, sit down and shut up, basically. I mean, she was a coward. She was a coward in my book. So that's why I'm fired up about them because I love this show. I love Candiace, and I think the girls are being very mean. And I'm not going to talk about colorism because that gets very crazy. But let me say to you, Miss Diva, I'm glad that this is an AJ-free zone. That's all I'm saying about that.
Shades in the hood. What do you want to add to this conversation before I get to this next scene?
Okay, so I'm not going to buy into the idea that Gizelle, aka Turkey Neck, thinks that Chris made her feel uncomfortable, because in all actuality, I don't see what Chris did wrong, especially because if, let's say, he entered this abuser mentality that, in my opinion, Gizelle's trying to put out there about Chris, he wouldn't have cared if she felt uncomfortable. So I felt that this story, it was, Swiss cheese. It had so many holes in it that none of it added up or made sense to me. And I just feel that if you tell a man to leave the room immediately and he leaves because the door was closed, then basically you're saying he didn't do anything to you. Also, I just felt she kind of retracted her story multiple times when Candiace was engaging with her. And that talking head where she says that I'm an advocate for women who go through abuse, that was a load of crock and BS, in my opinion.
Agree.
You're not an advocate for anyone.
Yeah. So let's get to this thing where Ashley goes and see a lawyer. I want to give it up to this Michelle Thomas, because these shows get a lot of professionals, and the professionals are a little questionable. Okay, we don't know where they came from. We don't know if the paperwork real or not. But Michelle Thomas was on point. Okay, her look was on point. Her offers was on point. Yes. And her advice was 100% on point. Give it to Michelle Thomas, the lawyer, okay, that knows her stuff. Hold on one second, everybody. Juanita, thank you so much for the super chat. Gizelle, Ashley, Robin, and Mia is very messy. I think that they have a plan to attack Candiace and Wendy. They got a plan for sure, but guess what they wasn't ready for? They wasn't ready for Wendy and her 4 degrees, and they wasn't ready for Candiace to be calm. They know Candiace got a trigger point, but give it up. I don't know she going to therapy. I don't know she prayed in the corner. I don't know what she doing. But
she doing it all. Candiace doing it all.
Candiace got it together, and that's probably why the tears coming out too. You know how you so pissed off.
Great.
But you know you can't, so you just like, all right,
let me cry it out.
I'm gonna keep calm, but yo, they get it to me. But thank you for the super chat, okay? So yeah, for the black lady, come on, Trina, give it up, okay? That chick knew what she was talking about. She said, no, my paperwork didn't come off of Google, baby. And let me tell you this, sweetie pie, Ashley. If you get this house with that man and he don't sign over some stuff, later on he could come back and snatch that house right from underneath you, okay? So you better get yourself together, Ashley. You want to talk about, she said, when you are in the position and you're not the one with the money, and that woman said, usually the people with the money always tell you, we don't need no lawyer. Come on, lady. I stand up. I was a little tired, but I stand up when she was talking. I said, girlfriend, come on. We didn't graduate. She probably graduated top of the class. I'm just picturing this, okay? That chick had it all the way together. If I ever need a divorce lawyer, I'm gonna tell her, get a degree in my state. Get somebody in my state, because I'm gonna need you, honey. She had it all the way together. Get your life together, Ashley. Wait, hold on, man. I'm gonna come to you. And then Ashley in the confessional. This chick is so disappointing. She is the worst example. The only thing about Ashley is that she's pretty and she got these cute kids, because everything else about her is disappointing for young women to see, right? Her brain is just left the building. She's sitting there talking about, oh, this, that. Then she had to admit to herself, because she knew she was sounding stupid. She said, let's face it, I'm stalling. Girl, Michael got that chick wrapped around his finger. She's wrapped so tight, she's tangled up. We're going to need a saw, scissors, the surgeon to get Michael out of her mind, body, and soul. She can talk whatever mess she want to talk, but she's still talking about, but I trust Michael. Girl, what do y'all want to say about this lawyer scene? Because I can't with Ashley.
I just want to say, were you about Michael and him being manipulative and controlling? Because you could see it in Ashley and everything she does. Like, why are you stalling? What are you stalling for? Get it over with. Hire a lawyer and get your money and go.
She's stalling because it's not a real storyline. If she does not make her way back to this lawyer's office before the end of the season, that's our proof, you guys. She's not interested in getting a divorce from Michael. This was just to develop her bad storyline idea, because Michael said, oh, honey, I don't want to have to answer to all these people asking questions about me cheating on you again. What can we do? She said, oh my God, why don't we announce that we're getting divorced, and then you won't have to film, and I'll act like this, and you never have to come up, and I'll protect you. You won't have to do anything.
She lied about the LLC.
Notice every scene, she's like, "Oh, Michael's in Vegas. Oh, Michael's
she knows where he is. She trusts him completely.
And stuff like that.
They're not getting a divorce. This is all for a storyline."
Yeah, and I think that this whole thing that she's has on with the Luke guy, I think it's all fake.
All for the storyline too.
Yeah, I think so too. You know what? For me, I need to. Oh yeah, the only thing I was going to say. One thing I was going to say. I need the lawyer. The lawyer was fabulous. I need the lawyer to say, Ashley, off the record, go to Monique and get that footage, girl. Come on, get that footage,
right?
So we can go to the court. That's it.
Get the footage. That'll get.
Why does she need a proposal though?
Actually, that would get Ashley all the money she's looking for if she had her hands on that damn footage.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. She knew a lot about what she was getting into with this marriage with Michael. So she, even with that footage, because the man never pressed or got dropped or whatever the charges, I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole right now. She ain't going to get no more money. One thing, Michael may do what he do, but whatever Michael do, she knew about it when she got with him, right? And so in addition to that, Michael not playing with his money like that. He's not stupid. And he knew when he met Ashley that he was going to be able to control the purse strings from the day he met her into the day she leaves. And so she wanted to change the game now, right? Because I get it. Like, people, there's growth. But Michael didn't grow with you. He's still for the streets. And so now
He's in
you
the
want to try
streets.
to say you want me to be this father with the 2 little kids. And listen, remember when Ashley tried to go on a trip and leave that one baby home? He said, get
And
that
he be
diaper
hiring
bag.
nannies.
He said, get that diaper bag and that milk and your breast milk or whatever it is you do, and take that kid with you. Because while you over there doing whatever, that's my time to be in the streets. I ain't watching that little kid because I ain't want them little kids anyway. Now, I think Michael loved the kids, and you could love the kids even though you didn't want them. So you wanted these kids, Ashley. You want to be here mothering them, and plus he said he don't think no breastfeeding mother should be in the streets. Okay, Michael constantly playing Ashley out, but she signed up for this. And my thing is, what I don't feel bad for in terms of her relationship with Michael, boo boo, this what you signed up for.
They had an open marriage, and that's what changed, Diva. She wanted to close it because now she wanted to be prim and proper as a mom. But you was a freak out here with him.
She accepted it.
Gizelle called it.
The
first time she saw her, she said that little thought. Remember the first time Gizelle saw her, she's like, "Oh, look at that thought."
That's the only time she was right.
But you know what? They're both bisexual.
Thing though, are you really a thought if that's what you wanted to do with your man when you signed up for it? She signed up for it. So my thing is, you think you're going to change people just because you say I do and because you had these 2 babies. Now you want to be a respectable mom? Well, girl, not with Michael. That's not what he wanted. You knew that. And I think Michael enjoyed the wild side more than he enjoyed the relationship side. I'm just shocked that Michael even got married, because I bet your bottom dollar the first wife found out the hard way. I don't think the first wife signed up for it. I think the first wife fell into it.
Right.
Well,
go ahead,
Roy. I think you're trying to say something.
That's why I feel like Ashley, and this is not an excuse, but she has been manipulated. She, like you said, but you just said it, Diva. He's got her so wrapped around her finger. Her brain is gone. Her mind is gone. I'll take it back, like I said a couple of weeks ago. Anytime that you can get somebody to put their mama out of their house, you have officially like manipulated someone so good that you have gotten into their mind and you can get them to do whatever. You can make any kind of excuses. They will always go out for you. Perfect example, not comparing him, but R. Kelly. Look how R. Kelly was able to manipulate all of these ladies for all of these years.
Can I say something?
Okay, go ahead, E, because then I'm going to add something to Roy's comment, but go ahead.
Listen, I love seeing the Black lawyer. I feel like it's about time we get a Black woman on the scene with some sense in Potomac. But what I will say is that all of these women are liars. And I do have a hard time feeling, because I root for the underdog. That's my whole mission. But I can't feel sorry for Gizelle. I cannot feel sorry for Ashley. And I want to talk about Michael and also Jamal really quick, because I wanted to say this a while back. These women are only the victims of their own manipulation, their own delusion. They're lying to themselves. And when Gizelle specifically taunted Ashley in her confessional and said, perhaps you should get a great co-parenting relationship like me and Jamal, knowing well, her and Jamal hasn't been there. But you will lie to the public, you will lie to these kids and make it seem like this is an ideal co-parenting partner. Stop lying to tell your children the truth. Stop lying and making excuses for these men not being present and holding up their end of the bargain. If you don't show up for your kids, you are absent. You are tardy. You are AWOL. You are no call, no show. That is inexcusable. And Michael is another one. I don't think Michael knows what love is. I can't imagine him. I think he knows it's a responsible thing to do. I think he knows he has a moral obligation to be financially accountable to those kids. But Michael doesn't love those kids. Michael doesn't even love himself. And the way that you started this about Ashley being a freak, The way you get them is the way you lose them. So Ashley wanted to change the arrangement of the marriage years into it. You can't do that. You've already gotten this man accustomed to it. But I do want to say one last thing before you introduce your second topic, because I keep hearing this, and I saw this in the comments. When we say that a woman who is as beautiful as Gizelle should have a man, and the fact that she can't keep one is a manifestation of her, is an example of her own failure. That's a display of failure. I beg to differ, and I think we do. Every single woman who's watching, maybe I shouldn't even say it that way, but we can't, when we say that women should be with men just because they are beautiful, we are in turn saying these men are perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. And if the relationship goes sour, it's something wrong with the woman. We have done something to cause ruin or to break up this fairy tale. And there are some good men out there. I'm not going to put men down, but it's a two-way street. And hopefully that I'm getting my point across correctly. We can't, even though Gizelle may be beautiful, Gizelle is ugly inside. But the men who she has brought on, they've been ugly inside as well. And so I just want to make sure as much as I don't like Gizelle, I just have to be fair in that regard. Just because you don't have a man is not a failure. And hopefully I said that right. And I'll cut it there.
No, I connect with you on that, and I do agree. Let me just say this. In terms of Ashley putting her mom out or doing whatever she did to her mom, it's a mixture of a lot of things. Someone said it, her mom is a mooch. At some point, I listen, I believe wholeheartedly, honor your parents from the moment you come here and to the day they're gone. Honor your parents. But I also feel like some parents do the most. To expect your child to take care of you and your mooching boyfriend is a bit much. Remember, the mother had a boyfriend who was acting a straight fool. Why should your daughter have to take care of you and you got a man in that house? Now, if you're single and you have nothing, I got you, Ma. But I'm not about to take care of you and your mooching man. Like, he's a man. He needs to step up. He's the man in that house. And I think that was Michael's major problem with her mom. Not so much just that it was her mom she was trying to help out, but your mom got this man there, a grown man. Why should I, as your husband, have to take care of your mom and some grown man that's not even your daddy? Okay. Just a grown man. So I think that's the dynamics there that happens there too. And at the same time, I think her mother, I'll come to you, Curtis. I think her mother was expecting a lot from Ashley, and it's like it's Ashley's man that got the money. So that's with that. To connect a little bit to what E is saying, I think in our society we do put a lot on, this person is so pretty. What's wrong with them? Why don't they have a man? They do it a lot with Holly Berry. Saying, the issue got to be her because she's been through all these men. Like, that's a tendency we got to do. So it's a lot of side stuff that can be taken from that. Well, so if you quote unquote ugly, whatever that is, and you don't have a man, that's okay because you ugly. So it's a lot of that goes on with that. But I think the key that what you're saying is her inside. She may catch him with the beauty on the outside, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of people, they want a little more substance. You got to have something good within you. And I think it's unfortunate that a lot of these reality stars, they will do the most to get that check, but that's unfortunately the personality that we have to connect to. So maybe deep down back at the ranch somewhere, they're not what they're showing us, but we can only go by what we see. And consistently on a regular basis, the personality that Gizelle is given, the personality that Robin is given is a bit much, but the way Robin pumps out that energy, I don't feel it's just for TV. I think it's deep rooted in Robin.
Testosterone.
And I think it's deep rooted in Robin, and that's who she is. Because when she gets mad, she doesn't know how to use her words. She gets angry and she loses it. And the thing is, they talked about Candiace in therapy. Did you need to sit Robin on the couch right next to her?
Right
Because
next to her.
Robin got issues and
Off
she
the
got it.
chain.
Yeah, she off the chain and she got it bad. I mean, you can't even sit at the table and have a conversation with nobody. You leaving, I'm leaving. Girl, you leaving like Wendy said. Calm down. What you mad about?
Because she's not satisfied, Diva. She's not
Yeah.
satisfied in her relationship. Juan does not take care of her emotionally. You see the way he talks to her. He talks to her like she's an idiot. And he walks away.
Like a cardboard.
She wasn't called Dizzy for nothing. That's all I'll say about that.
But you know what though? I will say this. No matter what's going, control your emotions. Come on, Alexis. No matter what's going on in your home and with nobody else, you have a person can't make you happy. You got to be happy by yourself.
Right.
So you know, if I'm happy, no matter what you do, is not going to change the way I come across and I treat people.
Right.
And she has control of her situation too. If you and Juan are done, be done.
It's her own fault for keep going back to him. Like that.
Yeah.
That's why she can't grow as a person, because she's staying stuck in this relationship that will never fulfill her.
Right. You know, the only thing I was saying earlier, Missy, about Gizelle not having what everybody who looks like her usually has. The only reason I even brought that up is because it's the Real Housewives of Potomac. It suggests there's a partner, and usually that partner would be a man. And she has had rent-a-boyfriends, and then even went back to Pastor Peen. You know what I mean? So she has engaged in this, oh, I want one, I need one also. So it just makes us feel like, as viewers, that if you can't have that, what's wrong with you, girl? Not that everybody needs that. No woman needs that for completion. That's not what I was saying. I'm just, it's a housewife show. So she need to do something besides go after these other people's marriages and attacking their husbands. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Let me hold on 1 second. Let me just throw another scene in there. With Mia, Jacqueline, and Charrisse meet at the spa. I could have did without that whole scene, but that's where Mia announced pretty much that she is, taking the girls to Miami. Now, she also talked about how her and Jacqueline been friends for a long time, since high school. She lived with Jacqueline at some point. I guess because Charrisse at one point in her life had this champagne room, she was like, oh, I'm bringing out champagne. She talked about, and see, this is the thing too. You're supposed to be friends, but meantime, they get in the confessionals and they shake each other, right? So 1 minute you're saying how much you love Charrisse, but then you're gonna talk about her confessional look. Like it's so ridiculous. But then when Charrisse asked me about her health, Mia still got these swollen lymph nodes and a lump, which I've never in my life heard like, oh, I can get it done whenever. I can take it out next year, 10 years from now. I don't have to get it done right now. I can get it done, whatever day I feel like it. I'll just go to the office and get it done because they already know, like, it's cool. Like that whole, I need Mia to clean it up. And I need Mia to clean it up and Bravo to make her clean it up, because there's people out there that are really sick and you're making a mockery of this situation. Like, I'm over it already with Mia and this health thing. Yes. What is it? Alexis says, Mia is the fake, and she got cancer and no money and she was never a stripper. But like, girl, just tell your truth. Just tell your truth, right? I'm over it, and I'm over her doing this. But Mia, this is deep. And see, to me, if Mia would just deal with her own life story in and of itself is the storyline, right? But she wants to focus on negativity. Like, you keep bringing up that your mother was on drugs. Girl, we know. Like, what do you want mom to do, right? And then, now this was a sad part, that her father died in prison. So I think that if Mia would focus on her real life, like it's supposed to be, right? Real Housewives of Potomac. If she focused on her real life, if she stopped trying to drag her mother down to the gutter, we probably would get a better storyline out of Mia. We probably would be able to connect to her. But right now I'm not feeling Mia because she's just doing the most or whatever. Now she's talking about the girls in this Miami trip. She's getting this 5-star house with 6 bedrooms. So you start in drama right there because you know half the people don't even get along. So who are you going to stick together? Karen's turning 39. And so people are going to have to share a room. So really quickly, 60 seconds, let's talk about this spa scene because we got to get to Wendy and Eddie's talk. We got stuff to talk about. So anybody want to talk about this spa scene really quickly? Go ahead, Nadi.
I say liar, liar, pants on fire. I'm over Mia and her lies. I feel like she takes her trauma and she weaponizes it, and she's a very master manipulator. She knew what she was doing, getting them 6 bedrooms. Come on, Mia. That's all I got for her. She gets no more from me.
No more. Anybody else with this spa scene?
Lies, and more lies. That's all. That's what they should have called the episode, literally. Charrisse and Mia, petty. Why? Like, why are y'all hanging out? What was? I thought you were Karen's friend. If you were so, at the beginning of the season, we were hanging with Karen. We were Karen. Now you with Charrisse? Like, I'm so confused. It's just the lies for me and the confusion of it all. Like,
well,
Charrisse will latch on to anybody that have her in the scene at this point. She's desperate for a scene.
Well, in defense of Mia, because Mia, this is our sister. Okay, so we have to have a heart. I'll say that. And Mia just needed to get her nails done. She was assigned to work with Charrisse. She didn't know who she was coming to meet that day. She was assigned to Charrisse. She didn't know Charrisse was going to be there. We have to give Mia the benefit of the doubt. And Mia will wake up. We all love a story about champions, right? So right now Mia's at the bottom, but by the end of the season she will be victorious. So we must have hope.
Not the way she tried to beat up Wendy. She will die.
Yeah, we're not gonna have hope because we saw the preview for next week, and she throws
a drink.
A drink in Wendy's face. So no, she's digging. Matter of fact, she's digging a hole 6 feet under. She done lied about gutter low, right? You done lied about allegedly lied about this medical situation. So we done took points away from you for that. Now you getting violent by throwing stuff. Yeah, come on now, Roy. Yeah, by throwing stuff in people's face. Okay, so it's proven. You know what? Let me tell you who's winning. Candiace and Wendy. Yep. Because they're using their words, and these girls are losing their stuff, and they literally are staying calm and using their words in a calm way, and these girls are losing their stuff. Hold on, I'm coming to you, Nadi. Fifi, thank you for the super chat. Can't Mia trying to tell you share a room and no bathroom? Come on now, she's just ridiculous, just ridiculous. Go ahead, Toria. Okay, go ahead. Who was trying to say something? I'm sorry.
I just wanted to make the point. The only thing Mia has told the truth about was sleeping with G while he was married. Okay, let's just keep it real.
Well, here's the thing about Mia in that condition. Mia may be a hypochondriac. We don't know. When she got those test results, she may have jumped to the extreme. Some people Google their my chart and see what it is and this and that. She probably put that out without getting a call. She probably went through mental strife. And so, that's happened to me before. So, we just have to give her the benefit of the doubt because Mia is still the newest one on the show. She needs some compassion, trying to figure out what are these lumps in her body. So we don't know if that's a lie just yet. I would say presumptuous rather than disingenuous.
Look, Diva, here she go with the compassion.
I know.
But I will wait till I get my results before I post to Twitter.
Mims, thank you for this. Thank you for the reminder, Mims. Mia ain't my sister. And she steals husbands, okay? Remember, she done stole G. When he was married and had sex with him on the beach, okay? Cutting a fool and acting a fool, okay? And he said it's not very sisterly. No, it's not. Thank you, Mims, for that. Not very sisterly at all. Stealing somebody else's man to steal another woman's husband.
G is not. G is not a Snicker bar out of the Target, okay? So it's not like she walked in the store and took G home and no one knew what happened to him. G voluntarily went to the strip club, found Mia, pulled his pants down, pulled out his eggplant, and did what he wanted to do. He had fun. So listen, women cannot be held accountable for the decision that men make. That's totally on G. That's totally on G. We're not going to blame Mia.
Mia tells the lies, right? Because first they met in the strip club, then she done took him when they was in Miami on the beach. It's the lies for me.
So
it's
which
the
one
lies.
was it? Was it the strip club or was it on the beach? Like,
in the cases, he was married.
Can I just say, did y'all see that awkward interaction between Karen and Charrisse at the airport?
Yeah,
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But can I tell you something? That's what the grand dame does. Yep. Hey, like, hey, okay. Oh, you good? You made it, girl. Okay, bye. I ain't got no love for you. That's grand dame stuff for you, and I love it. Okay, I didn't even watch the show, but I like to hear y'all break it down. This Mia knows that pain and toxicity equals views. Yes. She seems clever more than everything. And okay. Okay.
Well, she might
you
be
have to
just
watch.
you guys. So you guys, who brought Mia on the show?
Who? I don't remember.
It was Karen, right? Karen introduced Mia in season 7.
She sure did.
Immediately acted like she didn't know Mia when she introduced her. So now here we are in season 9? And who is Mia teaming up with except for the self-proclaimed Madam's enemy?
Curse. This is season 7.
This is only season 7?
She was introduced in season 6.
Okay, so she hasn't been on 2 already? So whenever she got introduced, it was because of Karen. And Karen acts like she didn't know her when they first got on here. And even though they were sitting next to each other at the burn session and had the shocking clutch your pearls moment, when you look at those two, they don't really like hang out, interact, all this stuff. So I think it's very telling and interesting about Mia teaming up with Charrisse now, who obviously Karen hates. So what's this about? What plot lies beneath this? Unless she's just trying to ruffle the grand dame's feathers, like, because Karen wasn't at the spa. So when Karen finds out, is she going to feel a kind of way that you're going back to Charrisse, who I don't really want to be bothered by? I don't know. It could be a little Lisa Rinna happening over there where you bring somebody on and then they switch camps or whatever. But I feel like we need to beware of that, because who does that? Are they really friends or not?
Mia's a Rinna Jr.
A friend.
Oh, no.
No, she's a Rinna Jr.
Oh, Rinna Jr. Yeah.
We can't call Mia a liar just yet. We have to wait to see how the season pans out. The only thing we can accuse Mia of being is forgetful. Maybe she forgets locations. Maybe she forgets the dates of the meetings.
How much is she paying you?
She's a dizzy bee.
Oh my gosh.
How much is she paying you?
Think critically here. And what we know about Mia has 3 children. That's a lot for and working full time. Come on. Working full time and having 3 children. That's a lot for anyone. I forget what my homework is.
Cancer before you have a diagnosis, and then
she's an extremely hypochondriac. We have to wait to see what happens at the reunion. Maybe she will produce receipts that will justify her medical situation. And I'm hopeful. I think we should give our sister a chance. Let's be hopeful, everyone.
She's not my sister, and you don't put information about cancer out there until you confirm, till you have test results in your hand, not on speculation. She put it out there as though she was diagnosed.
Yeah,
she jumped to conclusions.
Yeah,
but you see the surprised look she gives too every time someone asks her about it.
And I told you, she's only guilty of forgetfulness.
Right now.
Because
but no, hold on, E. But you know what's funny? She never forgets to tell that her mother was a drug addict.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, she has good memory there.
Don't forget to say she was a mistress.
Everything she gets to say something about her mother, the first thing that come out of her mouth is that her mother was a drug addict. Like, come on now. But let me add this: the scene with Wendy, Eddie, and the family. Nice scene. I like Eddie, but you see, Eddie not playing with them either. You rarely see Eddie around these girls now either, because you know what? He's not about that life. He's not going to have them play with his marriage and his life and his career and his real world like that. It's a shame, but I'm telling you, these ladies are single-handedly trying to run the men off the show because they don't have a man. And I will pull them to the carpet on that. So, you know, and why risk your man coming around these others when you know that they will potentially make up lies that's going to impact his true life? It's sad. So now the only thing we get to see Eddie in is him and Wendy in the house talking about nothing. Okay?
Because he said they messy.
Staying away.
Oh, he did come
away.
to
They're not going to catch
huh?
Eddie.
He said, y'all messy. I don't,
Yeah.
He told Wendy to her face, he said, oh, see, y'all messy. Y'all going to Miami, y'all messy. He already know. He don't want no dealings with them. He already seen how they do the other husbands. He will not be around for nothing at all.
He's smart.
He's smart. He's smart.
He got a real career that he's not trying to play with.
I like him and Wendy's interaction, especially with her trying to make these business moves. He's trying to make her reason. Like, come on now, there's a lot of money. Your workflow is already so full. And I think if she gets in bed with Peter, she's going to lose a lot of money. He is not a good businessman. Look at what he did to Cynthia right before the marriage.
Well, we ain't gonna talk about Cynthia, but when you don't even have money to walk down the aisle, Cynthia was Cynthia's one of my faves, but Cynthia was foolish too. Okay, so she wasn't the best with money either. You got to beg your father, and you well in your 40s for money to pay for the alcohol at your wedding. Come on, Cynthia, y'all should have just got married at the courthouse and went to the diner afterwards and ate. But you was playing games. You in the museum, and there was no decorations, no nothing. She played herself twice.
Can I say something before you move to the next scene?
But yes, you can. But give me 1 second. Alexis, thanks for the super chat. Doctors don't tell you. I'm trying to tell you, girl, drop the knowledge here. You have cancer without a diagnosis. They most certainly do not. And from what I know, you need a biopsy. And they're not going to just tell you, oh, just let the stuff stay in your lymph nodes and the lumps stay there until you're ready, until you finish filming. When you finish filming, come check us out, and we'll get what it is. Not that important. Come on. And your lymph nodes, they really don't like it in your lymph nodes because that's where they said it kind of travels a little quicker. Girl, bye. And see, the reason why I'm really pissed at her is because if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, Kimmy is going through something real. Don't play with this nonsense on the TV. It's not fair to play with a health condition situation. And then she's so nonchalant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes up. And let me tell you this. Anybody that the doctor tells you anything, you be like, nah, figure this out now. And you're not all bubbly and just nonchalant about it when people ask you about it. She's messy and she's playing a dangerous game. Toria, you're in the building, and then I'll come back to you. What did you want to add to this conversation?
Toria.
Hi, everyone. Well, Mia reminds me of the Real Housewives of OC all over again. When Nikki Gumbelson lied for 2 years about cancer.
There we go.
You took the words out my mouth, Toria.
It reminds me of that whole season all over again. And she's playing with it. And I don't think Andy and the producers should allow it because he knows the consequences of having Vicky Gumbelson on there when she did it. Now, the part about this house, do you realize that a lot of people in Miami will not rent to them housewives no more because every time they do, they damage the people's property. The New York City housewives really ruined the house down there. They ruined thousands and thousands of dollars of with makeup and tanning stuff all over their furniture, and they just destroy a house. They do. They're nasty and they're dirty. They're not very clean. You got Ramona on TV pooping on the floor and stuff like that. I mean, the things them housewives do in
Ramona
them
pooped in the floor?
Yeah.
Yes, it was
When
disgusting.
did that happen?
She
It's
pooped on the
disgusting.
floor and left it there. She didn't even wipe it up, y'all.
She didn't even wipe
Nope.
her behind.
They
Could you
get
imagine
so
the maid
drunk.
cleaning the poop?
They get so drunk, and it's not cheap to rent these houses down there either. I mean, it's not like you can just go get an Airbnb. You got how many people, and then they're taking extra people down there with them, which it should have been just the people that was on the show that went and no extras. But plus they need to come off their high horse and share a room. Come on. She could go in the and Ashley, you can use my bathroom. You can go in somebody else's bathroom and use the bathroom. Get out of here. It's all them There was more bathrooms in the house than bedrooms anyway. Come off your high horse or go to a damn hotel. You ain't got no money to pay for one. You see, she was sitting there saying they're gonna find me a hotel. Okay, you're in Miami where a lot of things is constantly going on. See how you get a hotel so fast down there. It's not easy. Them hotels be booked up.
Yeah, it's seasonal, but here's the thing though.
But I got
Would
to tell you
you
something.
gonna pay that hotel money? No, but hold on one second, Tiffany. You know
Gizelle
what?
has got a boyfriend.
Oh, I heard that. Okay, give me a minute. I'm coming back to you. Sorry, Tiffany. Yeah, exactly right. They don't tell you much until they know a little bit more. Cause I'm going through it now with my dad. They're not loosey goosey with the diagnosis and all that. Cause they don't want you freaking out either. And they'll tell you, wait till we get the biopsy. We'll tell you more. Wait till we analyze it. And it doesn't take weeks and months. And yeah, but exactly. That's all I can say to you.
Kimmy
Exactly.
did it in 72 hours. She had her diagnosis, her biopsy done, her mammogram done, everything done, and they was getting ready to do telling her, options for different treatments, all in 72 hours. They don't play with cancer nowadays, especially because it is so much more cures out there for cancer, and if it's in the lymph nodes, it spreads very quickly throughout the body. So Mia is a liar.
Allegedly on my channel. Hold on, Alexis. Stress will worsen it. Stress will worsen it. I'm not telling her to stress out, but I'm also saying that I don't know nobody that gets a situation like that in regards to their health, and they're just nonchalant about it. She's being nonchalant about.
She's self-diagnosed.
Can I say something?
Wait, hold on. Yes, I'm gonna let you in. Give me a minute. Lorraine, no, I disagree. These are grown women. Mia should have found a house with 10 bedrooms or more.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Yeah. I do feel Mia did that on purpose, and I do feel she should have did better and do like others do. Get 2 houses.
Yeah.
Get 2 houses. But especially when you're talking about when you got rooms that have 1 bed, but you got 2 people that's supposed to sleep in there. Let's not be that messy. That's messy. E, I'm gonna come to you, then Sebastian. You. Yes, E.
I agree. She should have got 2 houses because I'm a grown woman. I don't share restrooms. That's ridiculous. But what I will say, when you guys were talking about Eddie's profession, I got to thinking about a video I saw from you, Diva, about Juan and his career. And then I started thinking about Michael and, the clips that they won't let us forget about of Michael saying he wanted to suck Juan off and how we never really got a type of reaction from Juan. And it's similar, that silent complicitness. In regards to what happened at his workplace. And it just things that make you go, when it comes to Juan, because we all know that Michael is a predator, but his favorite person is Juan, and Juan is very comfortable around Juan. I think that's very telling. I have to really put my mind to it to think about what that really means, but that just came to my mind when you all were talking about Eddie. I think that's a red flag there.
Oh, I agree now that you mention it like that.
Well, I didn't know if I really wanted to go down this road, but I mean, you driving down the road and I'm on the bus, so I guess
it's out there, Diva.
I mean, I'm on the bus. The money to rent no
Can I
two
get off the
houses.
next stop?
And I'm ringing the bell for this stop, Diva. I just rang the bell for this stop. So yeah.
Oh, but please, I gotta get off. I gotta get off this bus. Here's the thing. I started to think about Juan a little differently. I'm getting off the bus. I'm off the bus. I'm off the bus. That's that. I'm off
Why
the bus.
Why the cover up, Diva? Why the cover up?
I'm off the bus. But let me add this to the conversation.
Wait, I got to transfer. I got to transfer. Wait, why are you getting off the bus, Diva?
Come on, I'm off the bus. It's too hot. It's too hot. I'm getting off the bus, and those that are staying on the bus can have that conversation. But I'm getting off the bus. Let me just throw this in there. Then, when they went to the store, when they went shopping, Robin did admit that that Candiace told her about come on, Fifi, stop the bus, let me off. Hey, stop the bus now, bus driver. Robin did admit that, Candiace told her the story before about Michael. And once again, Ashley stood there. She wasn't 10 toes down like, oh, Candiace is a liar. Ashley knows what she's dealing with, and she's been dealing with it since the onset of her marriage, right? They talk about Chris being on Twitter, and because the people ticked him off, and I would have been ticked off too. But what happens? The thing with Chris is he knows who he's dealing with, and he has to learn. Just like Juan has bowed out, he won't show up for Robin at all. But you see, the thing is, Chris and Candiace's relationship is different. And because his wife needs to make her check, he don't mind showing up for her. But what he's going to have to learn is he's going to have to do the Eddie and just be there for Candiace when they're in their house. I mean, I think it's messed up and it's unfortunate. But you know what? Gizelle, she's being slick and messy, right? If Gizelle is dating, but you won't bring that man on the show. See, she's messy, but she's going to get what's coming to her, because definitely what goes around comes around. We already knew Ashley was a liar, and she lied about this LLC. I'm not shocked, okay? So it is what it is with that. Now let's get to the airport. All I can say about the airport is I love the way. Okay, I'm gonna come to you, Sebastian. Give me a minute. Let me just finish out this stuff. I love the way that Karen, shaded Charrisse. She ain't got nothing for Charrisse. And when I say nothing, she ain't got nothing for her. And that's what a grand dame does. Like, hey, you here? Whatever, girl. I'm glad you made it, okay? Because she probably knew she couldn't even afford to be there. And we all know that she's definitely not going to get her own hotel room, right? The house and the little
You
bit
got bus fees, Diva. You got bus fees.
I got bus fees.
People are asking and you must answer. So this is like Dr. Heavenly. When the people ask, you got to answer. The people ask, you got to answer.
Because you giving me bus fare, I'm going to slid it back on this bus, but we got to tread lightly. We got to tread lightly with this conversation, okay? Who said, Kate, thank you for the super chat. Ashley turned into a whole white lady with her oversharing with her attorney. You know what, though? She sure did, but can I tell you something? Ashley, she ain't fooling nobody. The queen, that's too much there. You don't put me back on the bus. I'm on the bus. But you know what, queen? I'm on the bus and I'm sitting right in the front near the bus driver. You put me back on the bus, I'm on it. But I'm sitting in the front next to the bus driver and I don't know what's going on back there. Okay? I don't know, but I'm on the bus. So wait a minute. This SUV, right? This SUV, they had Mia, Karen, and I think Jacqueline, right? Was they in the same SUV? And Gizelle, was Gizelle in that one? I'm confused now. And then it was Ashley, Robin, Wendy, and Charrisse, right? They was it because it was 4 and 4, right? And so again, you got to give it to Wendy because she sat in that bus with Robin. She sat in that little ride with Robin. The girl, but see, again, this is why people get a little edgy with what's the name? Wendy. Because Wendy again, the professor and me, girl, see, stop. We on a trip to Miami. We about to have fun. I don't need you educating me because she wrote tip this and this. Girl, shut up. And see, you know what? I'm Wendy this season here. I'm Team Wendy, but see, that's when she loses us again, right? When she wants to bring out the books and the encyclopedias and educate us and remind us yet again that she has 17 degrees. Girl, we're going to Miami. I want to put on my bikini, sit in the sun, and eat and have fun. I don't care if this girl messed up with the geography because she said, girl, shut up, right? So anyway, I was glad that she was in the van with her, and that was that. They get to the house, they play around with Candiace's room because Candiace not dead yet. Now, see, this is where she's losing it for me. She lost it for me with that MIA. She thought that was funny, right? Missing in action. Girl, come up with a better title for this trip. And then she lost it for me because you want to say you don't care where Candiace is going to sleep. If you're going to invite the people, no matter how you feel about them, you accommodate the people. Okay. So already she's losing points for this trip because she got a house with 6 bedrooms. So she was minus because it's 8 of them. She was minus 2 bedrooms to begin with. So that was just messy. All right. Then you got a whole twisted up situation with the bathroom. Then you're not even caring about where Candiace is going to lay her head. You gave the grand down her own room, so I'm going to give that to you. Now, when she called Peter, because we already know, listen, Charrisse can't afford to take a Uber down the street to that hotel she's trying to get. So whatever, Charrisse, okay? When she called Peter Thomas, oh, next week it's about to go down, okay? Right. And listen, this here's what we got to do. Straight up. Give it up for Peter Thomas, because he done been on about 17 reality shows. He's getting that check, okay? He was on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
We got to say Patricia, Diva. It's Patricia.
Penelope. He's working that Dusty Peach.
That is Peter Thomas. Don't you guys get it twisted.
Well, that's Patricia, honey. Because the men are supposed to stay out of the mess. That's why
he's a household name.
Okay, so Lorraine wants me to give Wendy a break. Right, because you know what? Let me tell you, Lorraine, the only reason why I'm gonna give her a break is because I'm on the bus right now, okay? And they trying to have me deal with one situation that I don't really want to get into, but I might have to get into it. So I'm on the bus, and that's the only reason why I'm dealing with this right now, right? Okay, yeah, that's right. He was on Love and Marriage DC, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now he's on Potomac. Yo, Peter is getting that check.
He was on RHOP. He was on RHOP as well.
For Peter Thomas, because he knows how to work this reality TV thing. He's going around from show to show, state to state, town to town. Yes, Peter is making those coins. Listen, everybody, give it up for Peter. Peter Thomas, give it up.
And Diva, Apollo right behind him, because you know they still cool. Apollo right behind him.
Apollo just walked in She by Sheree, and don't get me started about She by Sheree, okay?
We're on the one bus.
Yeah. Apollo just went back on RHOP where he originated from. Peter Thomas is in these streets. He's in state to state, and he's crossing over stations too, because Love and Marriage Huntsville is on OWN, and then he's on OWN. He's on Bravo. If he turned on Hulu, he's probably on Hulu. He's probably on Netflix. He's probably on Prime. He's everywhere. Peter Thomas, give it up. Yes, go ahead.
He works the peach better than Cynthia.
Because right now, as we speak, Nene, Michelle, AT Alien, and Peter Thomas was all at Peter's Club down in Miami right now. Yep, yesterday they all down there together now.
And that's where the network come in, because they all come through all his restaurants and his clubs and everything. Yeah. So they talk about it and promote him.
I'm not mad at Peter. Fifi, you started. Peter has been on more shows than Cynthia. Don't do that to my boo. Don't do that to my boo. I like Cynthia. Thank you for the super chat. That's right, Tiffany. Good job, Peter. Good job, Peter.
He's a hustler.
He's a hustler. Okay.
They want you to hurry up and get to Wanville, because first she gave you a bus ticket. Now she put you on the train, Diva.
Okay, wait. Queen. Okay, Queen. Thank you again, Queen, for the super sad booking diva Midnight Train to Potomac. I want this team raw. Oh my God.
Raw.
Why was he so willing to be complicit?
I'm probably about 4 hours from the DMV area, right? Yeah, I could probably do a little visit, but listen. Okay, y'all got me on the bus and the train. Okay, who wants to add to this conversation?
Diva, I'll go with you. I'll go with you. I'm in New Jersey. I will meet you there.
We gotta go together. Wait, somebody say Paula was arrested
again?
Again?
Sebastian wants to talk.
Okay, go ahead, Sebastian. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wait. We got to see if this Apollo was arrested thing was
I'm
real.
Googling too right now.
My thing is Mia. I'm gonna say this about Mia. Mia has issues. She has her daddy issues. She has mommy issues. She has desperate and thirsty issues. So I wouldn't put it past.
She has phony issues.
Diagnostic thing. I wouldn't put it past Mia to do this. This house thing was very messy. It was very messy. Ashley was being a mean girl by taking out that card and putting in Wendy's room on that card. That was mean, Ashley. That was mean. But I still love you, Ashley. But that was mean.
Ashley's a viper.
It's okay. She bit the place where she got her bag now. She got a bag. She bit the good place. I also think that
he's not in jail.
Jacqueline and Mia, I feel as if she's done something. Jacqueline probably has done something in the show that we're going to see this season, which caused Mia and her to fall out.
Yeah. Well, okay, wait, hold on, Sebastian. I'm going to let you continue. Let me tell you something. It has to be right, but you can see, did anybody catch this? Jacqueline is a little jealous of Mia. So on the line with the fool, she tried to play her own homegirl out. And Mia had to let her know, straight up, girl, I'm married and I'm celebrating my 10-year anniversary. But then up in the room, when Mia was calling G and saying, G, I got to give it to you. I love you. Because I didn't even realize I had to go get my own luggage because usually you there to get it. Did you catch Jacqueline in the background? If not, I need you to go back and rewind that again. She was looking all jealous because her and her PP don't get along like that. So she was jealous that, Mia has G and G be holding her down because G was on that FaceTime just smiling. He was so happy that his boo was acknowledging him and how he go get the luggage. And Jacqueline was in the background a little jealous. Did you catch it? But go ahead, Sebastian.
I caught it. I did catch that Jacqueline was a little jealous. I do think Jacqueline is jealous of Mia because Mia was the hooker and it was the escort and prostitute that made it out. Jacqueline she's kind of little, backstabbing Mia. And what I think she did, in my opinion, I believe Jacqueline told these women behind Mia's back that Mia is just lying for a storyline about this whole cancer thing. I feel like she said that Mia doesn't even have a health scare or anything. That's what I feel like Jacqueline did.
Somebody said
you might be right, son.
Yeah, somebody
Can we blame her though?
We have to look at that. But wait, hold on. I'll come back. Give me. Yes, you can. Give me a minute. But what is a PP? She called it a parenting partner. It's her parenting partner. And then she talked about in the ride there that they were never married because somebody asked her something and she said, no, we were never married. But go ahead, Sebastian, finish what you were saying.
So that's a baby daddy.
Another thing is, Mia needs to leave the show and get stuff done correctly. She needs to
be a better hostess
track and everything, because clearly this show has made her mental health go even worse. I don't know who in the hell would create a whole cancer scare just for
Sebastian, Mia, as much as she puts on the glitz and the glam, I think she's a very insecure woman.
And she's hurting. She's hurting. She's very hurt. It looks like she's crying for help. You could see that she's crying for help.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Did anyone?
Go ahead.
This is just.
I think she needs to go.
I think we all need a friend like Wendy, though. Did you see how genuinely she was trying to figure out where Candiace was gonna be? How she kept
Yeah, that was
That
sweet.
was the best scene.
Yeah, that was that. I think that was cool.
Yeah,
I'd like to see the alliance between them two, and I hope Candiace and what's her name, the African lady. Sorry, it just slipped my mind. I hope they team up and
Wendy.
take Green Bandits down.
Did you guys see how Mia played Charrisse though? Like she talked badly about her in the confessional. She told her she could pick her own room, and then she stuck on
She got no bathroom.
It's just
If you
more
notice,
her
Mia
life.
has no loyalty to anyone. Mia has no loyalty only to G and her children. Anybody else is collateral damage as far as she's concerned.
Right.
Well, what about Gizelle though? She has loyalty to her.
Not really.
Not really.
She's just it's just convenience right now.
Yeah, Giselle's just a means to an end. She's using her.
I think Mia is the typical mistake that a lot of newbies do. She didn't know how to fit in. So she gravitated towards whatever she did at the moment. If she thought y'all was on the right side, she went that way. She thought you was on the right side, she went that way. And she, Mia exaggerates because remember, she even exaggerated when she told one story last season and she added some words to it to make it more colorful. So, and she thought it was just funny, a kiki, a ha ha.
Yeah, she embellishes.
Right?
She embellishes.
She embellishes a lot.
Hats. It's not Robin's hats. Those are lies, you guys. We got to start calling what things are. If my son was in here embellishing, I would be like, no, that's a lie. We can't be calling a 50-year-old woman's embellishments, and that's a lie, y'all. It's not a lie.
Yes, 50.
Yeah, exactly, daughter. We was trying to be nice, so but yeah,
she's not nice. She's not nice. She can take it.
Mia is nice, nasty, all in a regular.
Wait, is Mia 50 years?
She's just nasty.
I don't know. I just gave her 50 because her counterparts like Gizelle isn't. Karen's about to turn what? 59?
No, remember Mia? Because remember when she first introduced us, she didn't know her age. She was pulling a phaedra on us. She said G was 15 years older than her, no 30 years older than her. Then she was like, no, I'm 37. And then she couldn't do the math. And Robin was like, well, what's girl? The math ain't math.
Mia's a hard 37.
Hard.
Well, you know what the problem with Mia is? I think all the procedures she had done. And I think, all jokes aside, when it comes to Mia, she had a rough life, right? It was different. Imagine your father dying in jail. And I didn't know, like, when you die in jail, they're not that kind to, like, how you get the body and all. Like, it's crazy. Wow. And it's like, okay, what are you going to do? The person can't be free and they no longer here. Like, good gosh. But they're not, like, jail is a whole nother subject where we can have, where really they got to reform it a little bit, right? Because everybody in jail is not just somebody who was just so horrific and mean, and they just are so inhumane to them. And it's like, jail is the punishment. You don't got to punish me on top of the punishment and treat me so badly while I'm in jail. And listen, everybody, don't forget to hit that like button as you come in or while you watching. And then also too with jail, did you see? And she's a content creator. She's a big content creator.
She's a content creator.
No. She recently got arrested. It was a transgender content creator. I forgot.
Nikita Dragon. Nikita.
Yes.
So they put her in the men's thing. And
and so they gotta figure out something with that too, right? Because in New Jersey, there was a transgender guy that they did put in the female prison. But then he used his stuff, his eggplant, okay, and he got 3 women actually pregnant. So it's like, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Well, what am I supposed to do? Like you said you're female. We put you in a female prison, but now you getting down with the females and using your stuff and doing, you know what I'm saying?
Diva, that was a storyline this week on Love During Lockup. The transgenders being in the women facilities. That was one of the themes.
The thing about
Yes,
I was
go ahead.
I was watching this story before I came on this panel on T.S. Madison's panel. But the thing about Nikita is I believe that Nikita is post-op. Because they mentioned in the comments about her having the surgery. So if Nikita has the surgery, it's no reason for her to be in the men's prison. It's no reason at all. And I think that when we talk about mixing them in the population, listen, if you going to jail for a license, or I don't even know, I don't know what she did, but they can be in a cell by themselves. Are the jails that overpopulated where there's no room, no singles?
Yep. It is.
Well, hold
It
on.
depends on which one you're talking
Wait,
about.
yeah, but hold on, guys. We got to get confirmation on that because, to my understanding, she is not post-op.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know. To my understanding, she is not post-op. Oh, somebody's saying she requested to be with the men. So stop and read the whole thing. Well, why is she requested to be with the men? Why would she later on say that why would she try to sue or talk about why did they put her in there? But hold on one second. Alexis, I will not excuse lies because she doesn't know how to deal with childhood trauma as an adult. She has kids. She should know better.
Right.
You know what? Thank you for the super chat. Somebody, DB said boom. So it's a mixture of all of the above, right? There are a lot of broken people that have children. And unfortunately, they pass on that brokenness to their seed, to their children. And although we say 100% they should know better and do better, that is always not the case. And sometimes they seem like they are better until a situation happens and you hear them speak and you realize that they're just as broken as the day is long. So I think Mia has her pockets of where she can function, but you can, and I don't want to say, like, I want to say this, I want to tread lightly on this, but for Mia to be as young as she is and to feel the need to have all of this surgery, to me, that's part of her brokenness too, right? Because you're looking in the mirror and
at her after, and she's still not even satisfied.
And she's still not even happy. And Mia appears, I can't say what she does 100%, but she talked about some of her own procedures. She appears like she's consistently pumping up those lips.
Yeah.
And it's a shame, right? And she's constantly doing stuff to herself because it's like that syndrome, like just it's never going to be good enough. Just
body
like
dysmorphia.
Body dysmorphia. Just like unfortunately with Michael Jackson. Okay, the first surgery, you like, all right, it's fine. But the key to the point where the doctor said there's nothing else we can do to your nose because you don't even have any bone or cartilage in it, and he could barely breathe because he didn't have a freaking nose.
Right.
It's just like, okay, so when like that tells you right there, your issues is bigger than you just wanting a nose job. It's internal. And no matter what we do, it's going to be consistent. Go ahead, Roy. It seemed like you wanted to say something.
Yeah, and that's why I really feel like Mia does not need to be on this show. Mia has, even before she got on this show, Mia still is dealing with childhood trauma. As she's talked about a couple of episodes ago with her aunt telling her, when you deal with your mom, you have to remember that your mom is coming from a stage of where she started at drugs, so she left off. And so wherever she left off before she started drugs is where she's going to pick up. And that's how Mia is. You left off in your childhood. Yes. She left off in her childhood, and Mia is still living in her childhood. She's still living through those difficulties of not being loved. So she doesn't know how to love herself. And so she feels that if I change myself to fit what other people think I should look like or what other people see as beautiful, then it will help me love myself. And it's not enough. Until she actually deals with the inside, the outside will never reflect what she wants it to be. And being on this TV show and social media, it makes it worse. Because you're reading people's opinion, you're seeing what people are saying, you're listening to people, and it makes you want to go and do more and more and more. And Diva, you said it a couple of episodes ago. I really think we need to start vetting out some of these people that we are letting on TV, because unfortunately for TV, you know, these execs are allowing people to destroy their lives,
Right.
you know, in
And
front of
in
the world,
turn,
literally.
and
And in
in
turn,
turn
they're
make it
getting
look
paid off of it.
normal, make it
Mhm.
look normal to behave this way, not get help, and just act out no matter what age, and never evolve. You know what I mean? It's like they're
Yeah.
being rewarded for being that traumatized. So
And
it's
her body dysmorphia is where that underlying nastiness comes from her, because she's really not happy with herself inside or out. And so that's why she makes it okay in her mind, and she justifies the nasty behavior in the lies.
Yeah. Well,
I
you
gave
know
her
how
party
we
a
were
one, you guys. I gave her party, her Mia's location. We graded Wendy's, and I gave it a 10 and then knocked it down to a 6. But I'm starting Mia at a 1 because of the size of the house and no bathrooms for the ladies. Like that's not okay.
I'm
And
just saying, but
I
why
really think this
I feel like
hours? Like, Charrisse, you just got back. Like, what makes you so special that you need your own bathroom?
Exactly,
like, I
right?
feel like she needs to earn her way a little bit, and she's expecting too much, and she brings nothing to the show but standing there and just kind of asking questions.
Oh, and Diva, did you
I feel
notice
like-
that shade that Robin was trying to throw out at Karen, talking about the oldest? That's what she.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up.
I hate when Robin
Thank
does.
you for bringing that up.
She has a severe ageism problem.
Yep.
Robin does.
Yep. Yeah, they do.
I think
So
also
hold on.
that
Wait, Curbs, I'm
Jacqueline.
coming. Wait, hold on 1 second, Curbs. Alexis, thank you. Jackie from the Real Housewives of New Jersey was taken off for mental Mia should too. She should, but you know what though? You know why I think they tread a little bit lightly? Because the producers are part of the cause, because they tell you to share this and do that. And so I'm sure they told Mia, oh, your mother was an ex-crack addict? That's perfect.
Yeah.
Do you think your mother might come on the show and see if y'all can reconcile? Beautiful. So now Mia thinks in her head, because they played her and she was vulnerable, that, you know, every chance she talks about her mother, she got to remind everybody that the mother's a crackhead. But go ahead, Curse. What was you going to say?
I was only going to finish with, I believe that Jacqueline is to Mia what Gigi was to Monique. Those who know.
That's a good point. That is a really good point. I never thought about that. But you know what, y'all? I feel like altogether, this whole Mia trip, this was a Mean Girls trip to me.
Yes.
Was a
She
mean.
did the whole
Let's
thing
have a
so she
Mean
can
Girls
get back at
trip,
whoever she
and
wants
let's
to
see
get
who
back.
can be the meanest, and we'll throw Karen's birthday in there, you know, just to sprinkle in a little, you know, something fun.
Yeah, but we didn't address the elephant in the room.
Trying to, you know, MIA, like, girl, no, this is not it. Did we catch the shade with Karen and Gizelle, the couple of relationships and the village?
Yeah.
Karen really doesn't like Gizelle. She just
I
tolerates
think you hit
her.
the nail on the head, right? It's a means girl trip. It really is.
She really doesn't like Gizelle. She tolerates her. She really doesn't like her. If she had her way, she would never talk to her ever.
Yeah. It was just horrible. The way that they split up the rooms, and every time I try to have Ashley's back, she do this stupid immature stuff. When she went and did that with the room situation, I kind of had to check Ashley off my list and cross her off because
check her out.
Check her immaturity, the way that you allow Gizelle and Robin just to affect you know, she just gets along with them and just gets stupid and dumb and does immature petty stuff. We're the single girls, and yes, you will continue to be a single lonely girl hanging with them because they are bitter old mean bats who have nothing else to do but make everybody else miserable while they're miserable. They're horrible.
Why you think
let me add this.
Yeah, why you think Gizelle and Robin are best friends? Because they keep each other
Misery
company.
loves company.
Yeah, but you know what though? I wonder though, with Giselle's boyfriend that she's dating now, I wonder what he thinks of her, like watching her on this show.
3 boyfriends? Didn't she say 3? Didn't she lie and say she had 3 people in rotation?
Until I see it, I won't believe it. Giselle's a big liar.
Yeah, it's yes, and I do think Robin is messy. Robin is just I'm done with Robin, right? At first, I was rooting for Robin. Every time people was like, "Oh, kick her off, she's boring, she's boring." I was like, "No, we need somebody even kill on the show." But you know what? Robin can go. I don't like her. She's a mean girl. I don't care what she has to say. First of all, it's Karen's birthday. Let her have her own room. Karen is the grand dame. Let her have her own room. And you want to shade her by saying, "Oh, because she the oldest." I would have just been like, "Oh, because it's her birthday, she got to get her own room." Like, nah, right? But to say that, because she's the oldest, come on, Robin, you not that
That was
far
ages.
behind her.
Remember when Gizelle sat in the middle of the table at Cameron's birthday on the first season?
Tell me more. I don't remember.
Remember?
You don't remember that?
No.
Middle of the table.
Remember, she took the birthday place at the very first
Oh,
season. It was
yes.
a party, and Gizelle went and sat herself in the middle of the table.
Right in the middle.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I do remember.
Yes,
That's
and
how
Robin, I feel like Robin need to pay attention to the Grand Dame because the Grand Dame is still hot and sexy, okay? Because Robin, she looked like she boring on all levels, intimate, mental, all that.
Yeah.
She need to.
Okay, so hold on, guys. Wait, hold on, guys. Let the redeem say so. Please explain what Ashley was doing with the card. You talking about the card for Candiace room? She was changed. Didn't they change it?
Yep.
No, that she was just peeking through the card.
Yeah, she wanted to see where she's gonna sleep at. So I thought it was funny because she was trying to figure out where she's gonna sleep because no one knew she was gonna
Wait,
sleep.
I just want to add this one thing.
I thought she changed it.
Hold on one second, guys. She changed the room.
Yeah.
She changed the room. And that's why she said now she's going to be in the room with Wendy. And it's only one bed. And then Wendy had a bathroom, right? So it was only one bed. And she said maybe when she roll over, Ashley might have a boob in her mouth. Yada, yada, boo. She changed the room.
Oh, really? I thought she just opened it.
No, wait. Let me say this. Wendy confronted Maya at the end of the episode and asked her, where is Candiace going to stay? And Maya would not answer her back. So I think Maya knew But Mia knew that she was going to stay with Wendy, but she didn't say anything.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I think she did.
I really, we gotta go back. A lot of people are saying yes, she did. There was 6 rooms. There was no. Somebody saying there was 6 rooms. There was no room change. We gotta go back. 100 because she wrote something down.
Right.
She wrote something down. So what was she having writing down? I felt like she changed the room.
She changed her room. I'm pretty sure she did.
Yeah. Now, who was she supposed to be staying with before the change? I don't know. I choose. Oh, they do want Candiace off the show. And let me tell you something. If
Candiace is the show.
If they had it their way, Candiace and Wendy would be off the show. They only want Charrisse there because they want to get underneath Karen's skin.
Right.
They don't even care about Charrisse like that either.
Right.
Collateral damage.
Well, but I feel like also the reason they want both Candiace and Wendy gone, even though Wendy doesn't like read the way everybody feels like she does, Wendy reads in an educational way, and she gets together, and they do not like that. And Candiace does the same. They do not like the fact that Candiace has been able to calm down, even though she's crying. She's able to calm down and read them for filth. And they don't like that. They don't like anybody that can out-read them, outdo them, which it ain't hard to read them no way. So, but they just can't handle it. They can't handle the truth.
And I think they're using Charrisse collateral damage to throw that whole colorism storyline.
Right, because verbal abuse is abuse, and so that's why Wendy does pop off at the mouth. She is condescending. So let's see what she does when that clutch is coming her way next week. I can't wait.
I would drag her.
I feel like Candiace and Wendy are any more condescending than the other ladies. I just feel like they were better and therefore get judged more harshly for it. And I feel like
did we forget
the better comes off harsher because they're color. And so the darker they are, the more angry they seem, the more, you know what I mean? It's just all these tropes, right?
But that's why I believe Mia put them together.
But that's what I just get the whole school days. I get the whole school days jigaboo scene when the light skin was
Did you guys
battling
see
the dark
Ashley's
skin.
apology?
Yeah.
Ashley just addressed on her Instagram that I'm not a colorist. I'm so tired of everybody saying I'm a colorist.
Oh, please.
Yeah, she just said that,
I
you
have
guys.
a question. Did
Yes.
Was Mia not just asked cancer or no cancer by Gizelle this season? Like, that's the most insensitive, mean girl thing that you could do to somebody who says that they might have cancer. Then Robert takes her out for dinner and asks her 100,000, like 101 questions about her medical situation. So if they're not mean, who is mean? The thing is, Wendy, besides the 4 degrees, has never really been, she's never deliberately gone after anybody's body, anybody's marriage. All she said is, I've got 4 degrees, I've got 4 degrees. And those are things that she managed to accomplish. Like,
exactly.
What was Robin's claim to fame?
That's not true. She went against Monique at that reunion. She said that Monique was aggressive, and the same words that the
she did.
No.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
she did.
She said, don't call black women aggressive. And
no.
Andy said to her, what word do we use in as an alternative? And then she was like, well, any other word besides aggressive to describe a black woman's actions would be better.
Right.
And she called out colorism, and Ashley denied it. Ashley was one of the ones
Here's
like,
the
I don't
thing.
see it. I don't see it in one of the reunions.
Of course she
So
doesn't.
even though she was wrong in the sense that when she first came on, she should never sided with these green-eyed bandits. I feel like Wendy hasn't done the dirt that people have put on her name. I just don't believe it.
Well, and injustice to any black woman.
So hold on, guys. The thing is, no matter what size of the argument we want to go with when it comes to the whole Candiace and Monique thing, thank you, Trent, for this piece of information, because you're 100% correct. At the end of the day, Monique threatened to do that to someone and then chased her around the barn. So
I agree with that. And that smoke.
Hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. Point blank, period. Monique, at the end of the day, was the demise of her own situation. Because when they pulled them apart, she was acting a monkey nut fool. Talking about, let me get her. If I'm going to get fired, I'm going to get her anyway. She acted a fool. And she has children that can potentially see this situation. So Monique, no matter how much you want to take up for her, and yes, that year, because, Wendy didn't know what she was doing. And see, Gizelle will use anybody at any moment to get their agenda across. And when their agenda is done, they will push you back on the train tracks and let the train roll over you. They don't give a darn. The only thing that Gizelle and Robin care about is each other. Yeah. And everybody else, whether you're light skin, dark skin, or whatever, they use you for the moment to push across their agenda. And when they're done, they act like they didn't even know you. So Monique, let me tell you about Monique. She showed her true colors on her own show too. With Love and Marriage DC. So even if we thought Monique had some redeeming qualities, she lost it for me on Love and Marriage DC. So Monique was Monique, and yes, Wendy did side with them because she thought she was going to be on the winning team. And see, all of them, no matter how much junk they talk, Gizelle and Robin are kind of like, the leaders of this the Real Housewives of Potomac. And everybody wants to kiss the ring. And
but I also believe.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I also believe that it was hard for Wendy because remember, Gizelle are above this. We shouldn't be fighting on TV, and all of these things are true. The thing is, it's selective. Now we see that it's selective. Robin can be aggressive. Robin can show, like Mia can throw things at people. Mia can be aggressive, but we won't hold her to the fire. But originally, when they were saying for Black women, I don't like this, me too. I don't want to see our women on Real Housewives physically fighting. Like what I saw with Monique and Candiace, that hurt my heart. I didn't really like seeing that. That wasn't entertaining to me. That wasn't what I would like us to be depicted at. So Gizelle has a way of you think that she's reasonable. You think that she has, she has that first lady thing to her still. But then the more we get to know her and the more you spend time around her, you realize that she picks and chooses who she had security with Monique. Like, why? She was acting like Monique was about
she had security. Again, she was tearing down her husband, right? Because the security wasn't for Monique, really. It was about having it for Chris.
It's very
she felt uncomfortable with Chris and all of that. Gizelle is full of it, but she loved to tear down a marriage, right? But then you wonder why you can't get married. But listen, guys, I'm about to close out. I had a good time with y'all, but hold on before I close out. Lorraine said Wendy thought she and Gizelle being AKAs would have a sisterhood. Now that Lorraine, I agree with you 100%. But she didn't know that her own sister, was going to stab her in the back, point blank, period. They don't care. Those two, anybody else that's coming on that show, if they don't know nothing, they better know this. Those two are for themselves. Those two are thick as thieves. Those two, even when you think you're on their team, you're not. It's team Gizelle and Robin and Gizelle from the beginning to the end. When Potomac closes out, 2 cast members will definitely be from the original, and it's going to be Robin and Gizelle. Okay? Everybody else, unless y'all stand strong and come up against those chicks, you're not going to win. But see, you already know, because what's the name? Robin let her slip show. You can break Robin down easy with just your words, okay? You don't got to get up out your seat. Robin let her slip show. So hold on, guys. I'm going to go around and give y'all 60 seconds. 60 seconds to close this thing out. But before we close out, I want to say this. This Sunday coming up, celebrity hairstylist Dr. Boogie coming to the Grave Tribe, coming in the building. He has his own hair care line. He's done a lot of celebrities. Somebody, can everybody mute? Because something is making noise. He has his own hair care line. Hold on one second, guys. He has his own hair care line. And he's done a lot of celebrity hair. He's going to talk to us. He's going to answer questions from the subscribers about hair. So it's going to be a fun time. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. Dr. Boogie. I'm excited. Friday with Curves. We're doing a gratefulness show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanksgiving is coming up. So come through, chat with us about, what you're grateful for. It could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be anything. We're going to have a good show just talking about being grateful and being thankful. And we're going to have a lot of fun doing that on Friday, this Friday the 18th. So a lot of good stuff coming up. We got 60 seconds, and I mean it. You got 60 seconds because I got to go, okay? So, E, what is your final words?
My final words are this. When it comes to that Monique situation and those threats, listen, this is a human being. Every human being has a breaking point. I'm not going to fault her for that moment of weakness, especially if the plot, what Gizelle and Robin and all of them were trying to do with that baby and the paternity of that baby. I find it interesting that when I first came on the panel months ago, I remember the thing with Mel and Miss Wanda. I noticed that if we want to talk about colorism, that's a point of contention for me. The lighter complected women get a pass for expressing anger and frustration, like Robin. It's okay for her to be angry and upset. But when it's like Monique, and when it's Wendy and it's Candiace, oh no, you have to be prim and proper. Oh no, you can't do that. That's not entertaining. Listen, the way that Gizelle and Robin carry on, that's not entertaining, but this is an ensemble cast, so we have to put up with it. When you talk to somebody and you trigger someone and you use your mouth as a weapon, and the person who you are talking to, they are not formidable enough to combat that verbally, there is a chance that they will hit you. That is a possibility. You have to know that before you open your mouth. So, like my nana used to say, if you can't back it up, keep your mouth shut. That's all I have to say on that.
Well, I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you very much. Okay, but okay, let me. I'm shutting up. Royer, your final words. 60 seconds.
60 seconds. This episode was really, really good. I'm super proud of Candiace. I hope that we can continue this growth. Let's just remember that we're going to have grace for our sister. If she does fall off the wagon, we're going to give Candiace grace, because at the beginning of this season, where's Eric? I need to talk to Eric. And now here we are, reading Ashley for filth. And now here we are again, reading Gizelle. And we got Robin together as well when we had our dinner with our husband, So I'm very proud of Candiace holding it together with the tears and all, girl. Keep on. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. You know what? I'm really believing that Gizelle and Robin got what's coming to them coming very, very soon. We're over the mean girls. We're over them. Like,
Yes.
what is your purpose? What are you here for? You're causing more division than bringing a cast together. Y'all continuously give us BS after BS after BS. We're lying every week more and more. First, Gizelle said that, he came to her and asked her to speak. Let's go to my room. We can talk there. Because at first she said that she offered to talk out there. And then he said, well, no, can we talk somewhere else? So then didn't she say that she took him to her room because she knew her glam squad was still there? And then now you're saying he asked you to come to your room, because he already knew that your glam squad said bye to him. So he knew that you guys were going to be in the room together. But then you said you turned around and you asked him to say that could he step outside since there was no one in the rooms, and then he stepped out. So I just don't understand what the point was. Candiace told the truth. You waited until we got on camera and got on scene to bring this all out so that you could make this a storyline, so that you could have something to talk about this season. The lies, the deceit, the dishonesty. You are too old. You and Robin, your children are watching you. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. I hope your children never watch these shows, because this is a horrible example to show your children how to come up and treat other people. It's totally disrespectful. We are sending prayers out for Wendy, because poor Wendy and poor Candiace. I'm just sick of how they treating them. Mia, you don't get no grace from me. I'm tired of you lying as well. I'm going to throw you on over there with Gizelle and Robin. Y'all can have each other because y'all deserve it. All of y'all are unloving of yourselves. You don't see yourselves as beautiful. You do not hold yourselves accountable for anything that you do. And I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Grand Dame, great job. You still came on the trip, even though you knew sis was not coming and you don't do her. You came in, I'm glad you made it. Let's go. And kept it pushing. That's what a real one does. You show up to the job. You do what you got to do and you keep it going. Get your check. Great episode. And then the way Mia drags or tries to drag Wendy next week, I'm just going to tell y'all right now, she got upset like that because Wendy was reading her for filth, educationally and mentally. Mia's mental is not all the way together. So any little thing that you say that hurts will set her off completely. And we're going to see that next week.
But you know what, Roy, it sets her off when it's certain people. Because she kept her calm when Gizelle was in her face talking about, that was her, you look good to have, cancer. Yeah. She didn't totally lose it with Gizelle, right? Yeah,
but that's that mean girl. You broke that. She had to stay a part of the mean girl crew, Yeah. That's what's got her around, and that's what's gonna keep her around, the mean girls. So
yeah. But like surprised. You said, got her all the way together. I like your breakdown. We're going to pass around the collection plate at this moment, okay? Because Brother Royer spoke a word, okay? I'm trying to tell you. Pass around the plate, people. Pass around the plate. And listen. We don't know when yet, but we are going to give a whole tutorial, okay? Of how to do your kleenex, okay? Because you just do the pat. Just do the pat, okay? You pat the corners. You catch it, all right? And you catch the tears just by patting the corners, okay? There you go. So, girl, 60 seconds. How do you want to close this thing out?
I just want to say how incredible these things are. They have 3 corners, you guys. You have 3 times to cry.
Listen,
You got
girl,
3
I'm
times.
so mad. I don't know how to make mine.
Okay.
I'm so mad. I got
Diva,
4
we'll have to
corners.
do it before show next week so that you can have it together. You know, we're gonna do it before show.
Yes, y'all can give me tutorial because yes, I need the 3 corners. Yes.
The only thing I gotta say is that Mean Girls was so 2020. Oh my God, we're so over it, ladies. Like, can you find something else to do? Because we've seen you be mean and it's not even that good. It's just so obvious. Like, get a storyline, go get your nails done, go to therapy already. All right. And then oh yeah, the only other thing is that not only are these people's kids watching, but their kids' friends are watching. So can you imagine, like Wendy said it straight up last week, that her son's friend said, "Oh my God, did you see what Robin said about you?" You know what I mean? Like, so it's going down like that. So there are people, the way we started this show, we said, oh, if you're not messing with that person, I'm not messing with that person. Well, based off of that right there, can you see how many parents wouldn't allow their kids to be around these kids whose parents act like this? You know what I'm saying? So it's just note to self. They might want to be a little careful. Yeah, that was my total Paris Hilton. I used to live in the Valley, you guys, and I had to talk with the Valley girl. Oh my God. So, but that's all about this show. This was a great episode. I agree. I cannot wait for Candiace to gather some more edges off the people. I just told you guys everything about how Ashley's 5 head says she's not a colorist and starts talking about tones and hues and stuff like that. She can save it for the choir. She needs to show up differently if she wants me to change my mind. And I'll stop right there.
Thank you. Nadi, 60 seconds.
Okay, Candiace is my girl. I'm so proud of her for stepping up and getting her emotions in order and not letting these green eye bandits poke the bear, because that's what they trying to do. They trying to poke the bear to make her explode so she could get off the show the way they ran Monique off the show. I'm tired of the theme of everybody trying to break up marriages. Like, I just want other people, I want them to get their own relationship so we could break up their relationship. I mean, fair exchange is no robbery. Okay. And
do
Charrisse,
unto others as you want them to do unto you. But go ahead.
I'm just saying. And I feel like Charrisse is a waste of space at this point. I don't get it. I'm not interested. I don't care what she has to say. And the Grand Dame rules always. The Grand Dame always remains in control. I think she coaching Candiace behind the scenes, okay, along with her therapy. And I hope Wendy and Candiace take out the green eye bandits, because I'm over them. They're both bitter and nasty, and they don't have nothing to bring to the show outside of them poking fun at other people's relationships. I'm good. I digress.
Yes. And Monique fired herself. I'm trying to tell you. But Emmanuel, what did you want to add to this conversation?
All right.
Just 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
Like I said, Candiace, I'm starting to like her. My girl, Dr. Wendy, I'm always gonna like her, and it's gonna be interesting to see how the women react to Mia. Let's see if they're gonna be too scared to be around her. Let's see if they're gonna say that she's too aggressive. So I think it's gonna tell us a lot how they react next week. Because remember when Candiace threw the salad and how they made that a big deal? So I'm just waiting for next episode.
Thank you. Paige, that's right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He is the triangle homage to Candiace Hankies. I'm trying to tell you, okay, Candice, she gotta get a deal with kleenex. I'm telling you.
Exactly.
And I gotta learn how to do this thing. Okay. Listen, it's too big. It's too big. Let me see. Oh, wait. Oh my God.
Oh, Diva, you are fucking me up.
Thank you, Paige. I obviously I must have needed that. Thank you. I got it.
Right.
Okay, Miss True Kelly. What? 60 seconds.
I got you. So I would
The
love to have the
triangle,
Netflix version
that's
of this
perfect.
season, because the reunion is all I want to see right at this point. I am trying to hold on to watch these housewife shows, but they're starting to get really bad. Like there's nothing, there's no substance anymore. I'm not seeing their lives. I'm not seeing any real stories. The stories is the fake lies and drama. right?
Yeah.
Also, I need Bravo to say we are only having housewives, married women on these shows, or if you're a divorced woman, you are a lady of leisure. You have the money. You're gonna show us your foundations. You're gonna show us shopping with your husband's money, your ex-husband's money. That's what I want to see. At this point, this is a mess. This is like Love and Hip Hop to me. And I'm trying to hold on, but I cannot. So the best thing about these shows is the YouTubers recaps. It's not the show, it's the recap.
Yeah.
It
know what?
really is becoming redundant. It really
Yeah,
is.
you're right. And you know what? Can I tell you this? Last week, I'm doing Love and Marriage Huntsville tomorrow. Last week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, it touched my soul. It was the first time in a long time that I said, see, this is why I watch reality TV, right? Because it was a lot of real moments in that last week's episode. You truly, because I had a friend where, if you watch it, there was a scene between Melody and Destiny. And I had a friend where like you kind of fell out and the fallout wasn't about nothing, but y'all was never the same after the fallout. Yeah, give me a minute, MH. I'm coming to you.
Okay.
Yeah. So and y'all was never the same after, the fallout. I just really truly feel like, I wish reality TV got back to that. Some of the real. The made up storylines we can't take. We're like over it. Is now like it's just, we know that they making it up, but the makeup stuff is becoming really mean. When you want to make up something like this about a man's husband, that's a lot. And even listen, whether we believe Gizelle or not, right? The story she told about Chris is not a story. It is nothing. Now, if my husband, if he came to your room and he pushed you on the bed or he got too close and you thought he was going to kiss you or something, that's a story. But everything, even the words that's coming out her mouth, you're like, this ain't this. What is she? This is nothing.
And
this is
Gizelle
nothing.
even said, I don't even remember what the conversation was about. So it wasn't even relevant enough to why did you bring it up if there was nothing even relevant about the conversation? Like, girl, the lie.
She really thinks she that cute. She think everybody want her. She conceded.
I'm gonna be honest with you. She know Chris ain't want her. She just really, that's destruction. It's destruction. But go, yes, and Miss MH, I'm coming to you. I cut Miss True Kelly off. Finish really quickly with Miss True Kelly.
No, that's all I had to say. That's it.
Okay. Thank you. And okay, MH, go ahead. Can you hear me, MH?
Okay, sorry. I just, because I'm leaving the house.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, I was leaving the house as I was trying to rush. But I was just wanted to say that Bravo has to take some accountability when they cast the original cast. A lot of people are talking about colorism, but they brought on 2 mixed race women to represent Black women and 2 other 70% white women with Black husbands that weren't interested in them. So they were either divorced or had a fake relationship like Robin. And then Karen, who only had the only positive Black relationship, as soon as the season 1 started, they started to attack her. And then they dropped in Monique, which they hated. They were jealous of her. Her and her husband were young. They had a lot of money. Then they bring in these 2 other dark-skinned women, and then they just throw them into these situations. And these women are angry and bitter. So I really think that Bravo casting and their producers have to take some responsibility. Also, I just want to say, Karen also mentioned, when she was talking about the rotation, I want to put a young thing in there. Karen said to her, remember, you have daughters. Remember, your daughters were watching when she was in the car. So she reminded Gizelle that her daughters were watching. But I don't think any of the scandalous sex stuff is worse than some of the behavior that she's shown her daughters, especially considering she has dark-skinned daughters. The trauma that they probably have watching her act like this is probably jarring. Like, I just wouldn't want to see it. And I really believe that everything that's happening and playing out, that Black women's anger is a commodity. It's economic commodity. Producers do it all the time just to anger us. Like, it makes the money. So it's really, I really put a lot of it on Bravo rather than the women themselves.
Well, but
And
no,
that's it.
I
I'm
mean,
done.
listen, Bravo couldn't get it if he wasn't willing to give it to them, right? So
100%. But Amy, if
but
you
they
find the right
also
person, we saw
edited.
Giselle's living situation.
Say that again.
She
Okay,
said,
you broke up, but here's the thing. Okay, we're closing out and we'll talk again. You know how we do. But let me tell you this. So Shawnee from Basketball Wives, now that she's married to her pastor husband, I saw her, I want to say it was on the Sherry Shepherd show, right?
Yeah.
And she wanted to pretty much excuse everything that kind of happened on Basketball Wives. And her husband now going to have their own reality show. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for what you put out there.
Right.
You understand? Like nobody's forcing you. See, the thing is, they're all in agreement with the check, but then when it goes too far, when people start addressing them, they want to be like, oh, it's fake, oh, it's TV, oh, y'all stupid, y'all crazy, y'all this, y'all that. No, y'all calling it a reality show. So reality has the word real in it. So don't be trying to call us stupid. You the one on TV performing like a crazy fool. So it is what it is, and that's who you are, and that's what we're gonna believe. But I think with Gizelle and her daughters, I think because her daughters are of a certain age, I think she's letting her daughters know, like, girls, y'all know I'm doing this for a check.
I
But
agree.
the thing is, you're still telling them do anything for a check.
Mhm.
Right.
Anything
And I
is
agree
okay
with
as
what
long
That's a
as
good
you
Andy
point
get
to
and
paid
close
for it.
Meech are
out with,
saying.
Diva.
I agree with both of them, but I feel like Bravo's responsibility is that they do produce harmful stereotypes of Black women on a regular occasion. It's noted and it's known that they have thousands of hours to choose from, and what they choose to allow our eyeballs to ingest is the harmful stereotypes that perpetuate a certain thought about a Black experience that is toxic and negative, when they're also showing us excellence and all kind of other stuff. They're just not making it to cut. So I think that might be what MH is talking about. And of course, like you say, Diva, we wouldn't be able to see it if you didn't do it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
But
there's
here's
two
the
things can be
thing though,
true in this
Curse.
case.
Listen, y'all trying to kill me. I got to go. But here's the thing though, Curse, right? They're not doing this to just listen. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is a hot mess. And their cast
But they
is
also
not
protect that cast too. They don't let everything just get all willy-nilly down to the most base everything. They
no,
don't.
everything is willy-nilly on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills curves. Like, and listen, Rena has done what she's doing to all her fellow sisters before Garcelle came. She was tearing them down and they look just like her. So all they care about, I don't think they're seeing color. They just see the only color, I take that back. The only color they seeing is green, the dollar bill. It don't have, to me, it don't have nothing to do with, they could care about what stereotype they're, it doesn't matter to them. It's about the dollar bill. They do it across the board. I mean, in terms of how many shows they have with people of color and versus not, they have more that are not. And all of those nots, they
Act a
show
fool.
nonsense. The Real Housewives of New Jersey, those are actual family members. And they didn't give a darn what they promoted and showed on it. They showed brothers and sisters tearing each other down to the bone. And they didn't give a darn because it made them a dollar bill. So I don't think it has anything in terms of them caring about black, white, yellow, orange, green. I think they care about the money, and they could give a darn less if you black acting a fool, if you're white acting a fool, if you're yellow acting a fool. They
If you
don't give a
Asian,
darn. They gonna
they
just
don't
make the
discriminate when
money.
it comes to that. The
They
drama
don't.
is the
They don't.
drama.
They do not. They do
Only
not.
I see other differences, Diva, on when it comes to the different castings, like when it comes to the quality of the trips. I see those differences between like Beverly Hills, they get better trips than
Well,
Potomac.
it's Beverly Hills.
But isn't it the same production company?
No. And so you have to think, like, the thing is, I don't mind us having these conversations but we gotta break it down to the realness of it. And if the thing is there, then I'll acknowledge the thing. But then if the thing ain't there, I don't want us to make it a thing, because this thing is universal. Is not just isolated to them.
Okay.
Oh, it's
let me
not.
say this. So
It's
okay,
a culture. It's
a
a culture
prime
that has been
example
cultivated.
of the production of harmful stereotypes. Okay, let's take Beverly Hills, like you just said. Yeah, that's drama over there, and just Garcelle has not allowed them the moment to produce an angry Black woman. You see that they were looking for it.
Garcelle.
Yeah, Garcelle.
But you said it. But you said it,
I did
because
say it.
Garcelle did not. But these other ladies, they are. You cannot edit something that's not there. Garcelle didn't let them push her buttons. Garcelle is not going to let them get what they want. But Robin, Gizelle, the rest of them, Monique, they given what they want. And so you can't blame production on that. I gave it to you. So you want to edit what you got. I'm not sitting there as an editor that needs to make my money, going to be like, oh, she for it, I'm not going to show it. No, I'm about to cut up this fight, show it in the best way possible. And matter of fact, when I show the preview, I'm going to let y'all see the preview 3 shows before that, so that y'all have to watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to let y'all know that this fight is about to come up, and you're not going to know when. But anyway, guys, I got to go. I'm way over time. I'll be back tomorrow night with Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Queen, for my bus fare, my train fare. I didn't have to discuss this on the bus because I didn't want to go there with Juan. Juan do what he do. It is what it is. And that's it. I love you guys. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Good night, everyone.
Guys. Good
Bye.
night, everybody.